Okay. Who wants to give Emily, unless it's already happened off screen, a recap of what happened last 2 weeks ago? And for our
Not sure when
audience,
it happened.
who will eventually, when these appear on YouTube, will watch these hopefully.
I mean, I definitely did it, but chances are she won't have remembered it since it was 2 weeks ago.
Sure don't.
When last
Well-
we left off, our adventurers were in one of the valleys, preparing to look for the stolen ingots. A spell was crafted, because God is a very generous God, for us to find a way to track down the ingots in question. Upon finding the ingots, there was a goblin horde protecting them with a wicked vehicle. A fight ensued. Goblins slain with one remaining. Two polar bears that we're in the midst of kind of negotiating a contract with, and a goblin, and this awesome vehicle now dubbed, if everyone's cool with it, at least in the meantime, the lightning tank. Because a wicked lightning spell was cast during the fight. It was super awesome.
Yeah,
That was a sick voice.
I smoked somebody.
Yo, you smoke. Also, hold on. As a complete other side note, Arini, you are a boss with the command spell. It is literally your showtime spell. So everyone who's paying attention right now, if it's like 5 people in Malaysia who just found this fucking YouTube, literally, Arini is a beast with that spell.
I think you're 5 for 5 out of the last few times you've used it.
Four for 5 because
4
Sephek
for 5.
succeeded
Didn't
once.
do it once.
Yeah.
Every other time it's worked.
It's gold. It's the honeypot. Let's go right back to the well. And then yeah, God gave us kind of a brief description of our pseudo vehicle. And we're currently in the midst of turning this vehicle in the correct direction for us to return it to our point of interest to make money.
Since you
'Cause
all possess a vehicle
lightning.
now, if you go to page 5 on the top right, you all should have access to the lightning tank land vehicle as a item descriptor for what each floor kind of entails a little bit,
What?
and
Where?
how to drive the tank.
Where
So there's on the top right, there's like the chat, the combat, and then it should be under items.
Ooh, found it.
under items?
It's a little
And-
briefcase.
Half mile an hour.
Yo, yes. This is literally half the stuff I was gonna ask God.
I will
had
also
provided-
tack on to Ono's description. We did try bartering and
did. We
being
tried.
polite with these goblins first. Things went south. They drew
Quickly.
weapons, and one ended up with an arrow in his head on the ground in an instant.
Nice.
Yeah,
It was rough.
But Athros now has the new high score for damage dealt with one move.
Oh yeah, that's right.
42, I
What was
believe
it? 40,
Yeah,
gonna
both
say
of you kind of knocked it
42?
out.
46?
47 damage with a
47.
critical. With a 47, yeah, 47 damage with a guiding bolt. It was a critical hit. It
On
was
a level 2, yeah.
nasty.
On somebody who absolutely did not have 47 health.
Yeah, no, that was there was
It was
no.
probably about 4.7 health.
My God.
When we say overkill,
Vaporized them.
just.
I mean, I was cleaving people in half.
Also, last episode you put an extreme content warning because we destroyed that goblin. That's just.
yeah, they were
I
gibbed
Split one from head to toe.
Yeah, it was rough.
in your very tired state, and I believe when you last left,
I've seen
Irini was definitely like, "Go take a nap, buddy."
yeah, I was getting ready to lay down already.
Oh, go take a
Yeah.
nap. Take
So
a nap.
Bictum's sleeping, Irini and Athros are there, Ono and I and Spit are
Okay.
behind the reins. Spit's in between Ono and I have, I think, my one dagger drawn just in case, because people were concerned about him driving.
In your left hand, right? Like the one.
Yeah.
Because I assume you're on the left side and I'm on the right side.
Correct.
Okay. God, if there's anything that you want to start with, I have literally an addendum. Or not like an agenda, sorry.
All right. So when we last left, I believe Ibrin had just taken the reins and, uh, commanded the polar bears to move forward.
Mhm.
To begin your
Basically-
process of returning back to where the other ingots are on the back of that sled, correct?
Correct. I started turning around. People freaked out, came up, and Ono and I are taking the first watch / shift with Spit. Well, Big Tomb, I guess Athros and Arini are back. I know Big Tomb is resting. I don't know what the other two are doing.
Right. So Irini would be downstairs with Big Toon and Athros, who I think he himself would also maybe sit down to take a rest, so I don't have to worry about him for at least the time being. I would say Atina would also be on the same layer as Ono, Ibrin, and Spit for the purposes of placement. So, as you guys are making your way the route back to the other ingots, what would you like to do? Is oh no, what is your addendum?
Or my agenda. My agenda. I apologize. Yeah. Rich. Okay. Okay. So I glance over at Ibrin, and I look at Ibrin the same way Ibrin forced eye contact with me when he did his telepathy, and I'm hoping he gets it. So I'm looking at him and I go, Ibrin, what's on your mind?
We could do the telepathy.
Do you have above table? Do you have that ready for today? Like, are you, or did we already use it in the same day? I don't think we used it in the same day.
We haven't used it in the same day. Game mechanic wise, how did we want to end up doing that?
I need you to just connect with me right now so we can have a conversation with him, because you're gonna go to sleep eventually in like the next hour or two.
So it's just 1d10, right?
Is that what it is? Do I get hit with this? I forget.
So let me look
No
it up.
damage.
All right, so the only thing I think you have to do is you can choose a number of creatures equal to your proficiency modifier, so 2, that you can attach telepathy with, and then you roll a die to determine how many hours it lasts.
That's what it is.
Let's roll / 1d10.
It's a d6.
D6.
Correct, because we are level 3, it's a d6. At level 5, it goes to a d8. 11th level is a d10.
Is there a could he if he makes connection with me, can he make a connection later? Or does he have to do it right in this instance? I don't remember the raw.
So
I'm having a blonde moment. How do I roll again?
well,
Roll /
you should be able to just under your psionic powers thing.
/ roll.
You can do it that way, or if you click psionic power under your features tab, it should roll one for you. Should be
there we go.
And then just hit the other formula, and I think it'll roll it for you. So you have 2 hours of communication.
Sick, because you.
So yeah, I would just communicate with Ono and leave Atina out of it.
I would say for the purposes of, like, what I think of as purposes is you can choose up to 2 people. If you wanted to withhold and then add a person later.
But if we've used up 30 minutes, that means that an hour and a half is left on that speech for that person.
I would say, yeah, if you added a person later, you would have to use the remaining time that you have. So if you waited an hour and then you decided to add a Tina for some reason, she would only have an hour of the telepathy.
Wicked. Okay,
That's fine.
cool. Okay. So you've established that connection with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so in my head, I say to you, okay, so we need to very quickly, and I look over at Spit and like, hey, Spit, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. And before Spit can respond, I say very quickly to Ibrin, I just want to make sure we can trust this creature. We're going to get, its positive and negatives, whether or not we can do, current knowledge and potential, whether or not we can work, or we're going to have to hurt this person, or release them. Just play along with me. You may or may not have to intimidate. Thumbs up? And I can't give you a thumbs up physically, but I'm saying it in my head.
My guy physically gives Oh no, a thumbs up.
Wicked. Spit.
Spit.
If it's I just would like to know, are you? Would we feel more comfortable running away, or for us to take care of you?
Could you repeat that for me? My audio cut for a
You're
second.
good. You're good. I should probably also think about scaling it back for a goblin. Spit, do you want to run away, or us take care of you?
We'll split the food.
Of course. Is food Spit's motivation? Oh wait, hold on. That's a word that Spit might not understand. Is food Spit's like? I think that's something that they say.
Would make spit go.
See, Spit run.
Food make spit happy.
Yes, even yes. I honestly, yeah.
Split the food. Split no run.
Insight check.
Go for it.
I'm gonna.
It has the most amazing voice I've ever heard.
Oh my god,
Oh yeah, you
Arini,
missed it. Yeah.
Arini, when we got a hold of Spit, it was like 20 gold minutes.
Oh my, it was so much. And honestly, like when I get the videos all uploaded, you got to watch that one in particular because there was a lot.
Oh, fuck.
My throat
I'm
was
I'm just
dry
over
after
here
that one.
giggling.
That's why we didn't have a session last week. His throat was still recovering.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was like
That's
sick.
really why you were sick.
Ruined your throat.
I'm gonna safely assume like Spit's down for food. Like I'm
Yeah,
not gonna question that.
On the outward level, he seems very content. Inward, you really can't get a read.
Okay. Spit,
Do you want
real quick, Spit.
muted?
You're a boy goblin, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, easy, no worries. As a jump off from that question, Spit, if we gave you food right now, could you just kind of give us a like brief? And the whole time we're asking these questions, my like quill is going off, and I'm like talking to Spit, but my quill is writing all of the answers that Spit is giving us. Do you know anything about the polar bears?
Spit like polar bears.
Not your polar bears. Fine. Totally okay. Cool. Okay. Then the next thing is if we take good care of Spit, like food all the time, food like you get food twice a day. Is that good?
Spit get food twice a day. That good.
That good? Yes?
That good.
Spit, you're gonna have to like slow down for me. Is it Ebron? Is he saying not good or good?
Not good.
Not good. Okay,
He's saying that good.
Oh,
Not-
it is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gotta make sure I clarify that.
We're gonna have a fat goblin. Cool. I love it. Okay.
Oh, Chunky.
Chunky goblin. I love it.
Yes.
Also, Spit, and at this time, since I don't have anything else going kooky on, Spit. I press to digitate. Spit warm. Oh my god, that sounded so weird saying out loud. Are you comfortable at least in between us? Like, we don't want to make you feel like you need to run away. Also, do you need to sleep soon?
Spit no time. Spit okay.
Spit okay. Okay. Did the warming help you, Spit? Is that okay?
Felt nice. Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's
I'm
an hour.
gonna telepathically talk to Oh No and be like, is he mad at us for massacring his troop?
I was literally going to ask that next. Jumping
Okay.
off of that, I go, Spit, on a... Oh, I shouldn't scale this one. He doesn't know numbers. Spit, are you okay with your whole clan being wiped out and you're kind of the last of them?
Spit fine.
Insight check.
Yeah, go for it.
This could be a very important one. For God's sakes! Yes,
Yeah, you really don't know. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, Spit's fine.
All right.
I look
Can
at
I
Ebron.
do an insight check then?
You're right next to him. You could do an insight check too.
Do I get advantage since I'm next to him?
Because Ono had rolled his own insight check already, you would not get advantage. Yeah, one of you could roll with advantage, or both of you could roll your own. So since you rolled one, you just roll one.
Does someone want to guide me so I get an additional
I-
D4?
If God will let me back-to-back guide you, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, if
Nope, flat roll.
damn it.
Ah.
That's better than what I was rolling.
Looking at Spit, and like his eyes seem to kind of jump around, like watching the polar bears move, as well as like the snow that's falling from the storm that's kind of overhead. He kind of looks between the two of you, looks forward, like he's all over the place, but he seems genuine from what you can gather. That he doesn't really seem as bothered as long as he's getting fed.
In like my general experience, like from my past and so on and so forth, like goblins are usually motivated by like key things like food, cash, or just general chaos. I'm it not saying off of my past rolls, but just in general, looking at Spit, looking over what I know, Spit is clearly food motivated. We could probably get away with this for a few weeks before Spit becomes a problem.
Probably.
Probably. Okay, I like those probablys. I psychically say to Ibran, I think we're cool. I think we just need to rotate people who, who are going to hang out with Spit in the meantime. Spit probably does need to sleep, but I think in the meantime, we're cool. At least while we're hanging out. And I go and grab a ration and I hand it to Spit.
Did Spit have his hands tied, or was he just hanging out content in the middle of the two of you?
Spit
He's
has...
in the middle and he has the reins.
Well, okay, so Spit's hands, I did say this because I wanted to make a point of this. I grabbed the metal wire out of my pack and I did bind Spit's hands to the point where it is difficult for Spit to do any major action other than driving this vehicle.
Okay.
He's contained, not trapped.
Right. So it is purely based off of we need to make sure we're safe with Spit, and Spit needs to make sure that he's safe with us. This is like a hey bud, this is really more of like a this is for your safety. You know what I mean? And as soon as we understand each other on a very respectable level, the wires come off.
Okay.
Oh, damn it, audio cut out. What did you say?
He said okay.
Okay, cool. I thumbs up Spit, and I look at Ibran, and I'm like, all right, in all honesty, I don't know. This I'm saying psychically. In all honesty, I have no idea if Spit is capable of driving this thing appropriately. So if you want to help me, I feel like you and I have a better shot of driving this, at least while getting pointers from Spit. Does that sound good?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Because it
see if
takes
you
a
can teach us to
DC
drive.
Yeah, because it takes a DC 13, and I have a +2 to my animal handling, and I think you said you have a +1. So
Yeah,
at least
I'm at 11.
at least if you give me the help action, I will have a slightly better average.
In theory, yeah.
And
We
I
can
just
find
want to
out
make
Spit's story if you want to ask him.
I
who
do want
Spit
to ask
is
it. Yeah, I
and
do.
his
I do.
backstory.
I do. I want to learn Spit's whole life. But in the meantime, I at least want to point us in the right direction to get us there, because I think your survival is way better than mine, right?
Mine's only 11. Anything that's wisdom, I'm pretty sure is an 11 for me.
Uh, who has? Oh no, it's Bictune and Aethros who have a better survival. They're better acclimated to this. Okay. Well, in the meantime, at least we can try to point us in the right direction, because I have a pretty decent sense of direction.
Above
He said, hoping.
table, real quick, because this is my first time doing D&D. Quite a few of us have been up for a while. So when does exhaustion start setting in for us?
Well, exhaustion will start to set in if you, generally speaking, if you go, like, if you, let's say, take one whole night without, if you take one whole night without rest, and you try to do that again a second day, you'll suffer one level of exhaustion. But given the difficulty of traversing some of this terrain at times, if you were traveling on foot and you didn't stop for 12 hours or more, you would suffer a level of exhaustion that way too. There's certain things that'll implement levels of exhaustion. I'll let you know when those hit, but basically, like people like Big Tune who did not sleep the night before, if he kept going much longer, he would have suffered a level of exhaustion. I believe everybody else took a long rest. Yeah,
we're all under a long rest. Also, I think like us as a group might, like you, me, and whoever else is currently awake. I think we're only at like hour maybe 15 or 16, so we're good. We still have like quotable 8 hours, like 6 to 8 hours to do our long rest.
Yeah,
That was
I
my
am
concern.
currently exhausted,
yeah.
which is
Big
why
Tune
I'm
is-
going to CP.
Yeah, you need CPs.
He's a sleepy kitty.
Yeah, you need CPs.
I'm doing the little biscuits thing right now.
So, okay. I try to make sure I am pointed. Oh my god, my brain is farting right now.
As Ono was kind of talking in between us and formulating his thought process, I'm gonna put away my dagger that's a 10. I'm spit that, and then remember I've got both my daggers sheathed behind my back, and I'm gonna pull out my pipe and start smoking them.
Okay, so you, like, Spit has the reins, and you made it clear that you have your daggers, and you're smoking a pipe. Did I hear that right?
I
put my daggers
now,
away, and now I'm smoking the pipe. Yeah.
and I have now taken the reins while Ebrin is kind of smoking but looming over Spit while Spit is giving us directions, and Ebrin is helping me drive because I was getting ready to make an animal handling check to drive this sucker.
Okay, so sounds good. I would say, yeah, with the guidance from Spit, when you make your animal handling check, it would be with advantage.
Ooh, 2 16s.
Okay, yeah, so you're successfully able to continue to guide the polar bears. Spit kind of gives you a couple of pointers on how to properly, like, get them to go to directions that you want to, some command words to say, stuff like that, and you can kind of see the path that you guys have been following, the snow not filling it in yet, as you're making your way back towards the original set of ingots and the sledded wagon.
Ultimately destination, if map provided, like, because we're on, yeah, I mean, getting to a road would be nice, but I mean, we have the means to just kind of take it straight to Bryn Shander. So yeah, I'm just trying to point this thing straight at Bryn Shander. And yeah, I think over the next couple of hours, before we need to do a rotation, I'm asking, we don't have to roleplay this just to save your voice, sir.
Thank you.
But I'm asking, like, knowledge of, what Spit knows, if anything, for at least like 30-ish more minutes. And then at that point, I'm like, I'm sharing the driving with Ebrin, and I am honestly taking notes and trying to see the level of intelligence that Spit has. I'm really just vetting Spit for the remainder of the hours that I have while I can, and then swap with whoever else is awake.
Okay, so you're looking to know, like, what Spit knows, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
like, in all honesty, I want to know, like, Spit's capability of taking on training, whether or not Spit has like a median temperament, or like, is this going to be an issue later on? Positive or negative reinforcement, like, again, current knowledge, potential work, things like that. Like, I get the rundown, and I'm taking, like, my notes, my quill and notes are going off. Like, I have a full page dedicated just to Spit, and I'm making it prominent. I know Spit probably can't read, but if he can, hey, you can read every note that I'm taking about you.
Not me checking. Technically, no. He can understand and speak common, but I would say you could not read it.
You know what? And I in that, if you'll allow it, I want to learn the capacity on whether or not I can teach Spit written language and possibly a secondary language. Because
Okay.
Goblin and Gnomish, technically, if you clarify it, this is what Ono's reasoning is. Goblin and Gnomish are not that far off. Goblin essentially is Gnomish with a stick in your mouth. So is what Ono says out loud.
I want
So
to get this information, like the overall, like what can you teach Spit
Right.
and his capacity of learning. You're going to make an investigation check and an insight check,
okay.
and then we'll average the two rolls together.
All right. I will do my insight check with my guidance, but I will do my investigation roll. So for God's sakes. Where were you a second ago?
Okay. You feel that if given your experiences with Spit over the course of this time lead you to believe that he, if given the proper motivation, can pick things up rather fast. If it's you can tell that up till this point he probably, and he would communicate that he probably hadn't eaten in about a day and a half, 2 days, as they've been roaming and in this giant wagon. So him getting food was a highly motivating factor for him to save his own skin. But beyond that, not being completely ordered around like in the way that he was before is also a positive motivator.
Okay.
He overall demeanor is, I would say, as of right now and your experiences with him in this brief few hours period of time, mild, calm when he needs to be. When he gives you pointers, if you're like doing something wrong with like navigating with the polar bears, he might get like sharp for a moment and then like calm down.
That's goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just goblins. I mean, we've worked with goblins before. No biggie. All right, cool. Sick. What?
And then you were over your time period with Spit, because it'd be about let's see, it'd be half mile an hour. I would say it'd be about 2 hours with the wagon to get back to where the original ingots were, because it only moves about a half mile an hour. So it'd be
Faster than us on foot.
what was that?
It definitely moves. The lightning tank moves faster.
Oh right, no, you're right, because you guys were, with all the snow, you guys were moving like a quarter of a mile, so you're moving at twice your speed. Never mind.
Heck yeah.
It would take you an hour to get back there, because it took you 2 hours to get where you were, if I remember correctly. So you'd be able to load up the ingots, and during that time period, Spit would kind of go over his past experiences. The group of goblins that he was with was known as the Chew Chunk Tribe.
Chew Chunk Tribe?
Chew Chunk Tribe, spelled exactly as the English language spells chew and chunk and tribe.
Nice.
And there's more of them than what was on the wagon, but they are way up north of Calvin's Cairn. Generally speaking, they don't travel extremely far south. However, they stole this battle wagon from a tribe of ragged barbarians and lost about half their people in that process. This is the escaping bunch that you guys found.
I was gonna say, is this a hot vehicle? This is a stolen vehicle.
It is definitely a stolen vehicle, but they this happened about 2-ish weeks ago, north of Lonelywood, north of the forests there, where the ragged tribesmen were. Will the ragged tribesmen come looking for it? I mean, it's hard to say, but they stole it from them, and Spit was very happy to be alive, and their leader that they had, who was barking orders at them, was mean and rude, and if a goblin was not listening to what she wanted, they would become food for the polar bears. So Spit tried to do what he could to not be on her bad side, and ended up being, he lasted this long. Is
it fair to assume that Spit is kind of the runt of the group?
He He's a bit of a short stature. I mean, goblins themselves are short, but he's even like a little bit shorter than you.
And now, damn it, spit just crawled into my heart.
Is Spit actually a part of the tribe, or was he kind of forced into it?
He was part of the tribe, but he I don't know.
He's not happy with it.
He was not exactly the most hacky slashy looty type person. The Cold of the North was more his survival was more his thing. He would do things he needed to for survival, not always because he wanted to. And not having to fight makes him very happy.
Damn it. All right. I pull out my kits and I pull out my blanket because I don't need all of my blanket. I'm so short. I cut it in half and I start fashioning Spit a small coat.
You were
It's like
such a gentleman.
Damn it. Like, I just grew to love Spit tenfold. Like, this great. Above table, Ono does not like goblins. So, this is. Damn it. So, yeah, the whole time we're talking, I'm basically, like, sewing up a little jacket for Spit. With, like, little toggles and everything.
Okay.
It's not pretty, but I mean, it's for goblin status. It's like, we didn't go to Walmart. I took you to like friggin' I don't know, North Face for goblins.
Okay. For him, anything will work. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like he's like, I had a fucking stinky rag a few minutes ago. This is like miles.
Oh yeah, this is like heaven to him.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I give Spit the coat, and I'm like, all right, Spit, I know you said you're probably good for not sleeping, but eventually we do want you to go to sleep and like chill out and relax. So, I get some of my, like I make sure the Spit has like water and stuff, and I start studying while we're driving. Like I got my book open and I'm just kind of like, I'm screwing around for at least a couple hours before we have to do a rotation. Whoever wants to be second we're gonna bed down eventually.
Okay. Was there, other than grabbing the ingots from the original placement, was there anything else people were planning on doing there?
I guess that's my question. Clark keeps saying hours. He said it's only gonna take an hour to get there. So are we waking Big Tomb up, or should we just let him sleep and we load up and then head back to Bryn Shander?
Yeah, I think you and I and whoever else is awake inside stay for where Spit's coming with us, so Spit can help. But we'll park the thing. But we're gonna load up.
You'll have to untie him for that, though.
Spit can grab an ingot and carry one ingot at a time. That's the contribution. We're not fully trusting yet. Okay, wait and give me like a couple of days. So whoever else is awake, yeah, we're gonna speed load this thing. Let Big Toon sleep, at least for like 4 or 6 hours or whatever. I'm fine, and then I'll crash, and then we'll just do rotations. Athros and Arini can come up, or Arini and Atina can come up, and it'll be fine. Big Toon needs the most sleep.
Yeah, he didn't sleep the night before, Atina would say.
Yeah.
Correct. I'm just, and I don't mean to, as part of your group
Like,
here, I do have a question for you. And she would look to Ibrin and Ono, probably after the ingots are loaded. Where did you need to go to get your reward for Sephek being killed? It was more than just what you're hoping to attain from the Church of Oral. Was that Termalaine?
Am I still psychically linked to Ono?
I would assume we're probably coming around the tail end of this.
You'll have, I would say, I'd give you about like 30 minutes, because you factor an hour worth of travel and then 30 minutes of loading ingots and preparing to take off again, so you're at the end. But you still have it right now.
While she's asking this, I'm gonna be like, I find that to be a red flag. Do we tell her, or?
I mean, in psychically as quickly as we can, so it doesn't look awkward. I mean, at this point, doesn't really. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't really matter because we kind of like need to get rid of this. I don't know. With this quick conversation, I say just read her real quick. Give her an insight check, and I'm gonna ask her a question, and hopefully, me asking her the question while he gives an insight check, can we count that as a help action? Because I'm forcibly asking her like a very open-ended question.
I'll allow it.
Sick. Okay, so like essentially, I'm just gonna be like, Atina, like not to be disrespectful, we do need to drop this
Why
off.
do you
and
care?
yeah, like are we impeding on your time? Please make an insight check. As soon as she says something, for God's sakes.
Your guys' rolls today, man, they're all over the place.
They're rough today.
I mean, you could still make an insight check. You just won't have advantage now.
Nah, because you rolled with advantage, he would not be able to make an insight.
Yeah, I'm just we're just going off of what she says. So.
Well, it wouldn't be impeding on my time necessarily. I did sign up for this after all. But I'm just thinking, we're all the way up by the Dwarven Valley. If you're supposed to meet someone in Termalaine, wouldn't it be faster to just go to Termalaine from here and then go to Bryn Shander, since you have the ingots? The people who were supposed to be saved are currently still alive, minus the one we saw gibbed by the wagon.
Which we do have some of the remains. So,
Right.
Just to kind of like I felt bad. Damn it.
I'm gonna awkwardly look at No and be like, I feel violated right now because I've been saying that the entire time, and now she's saying it.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's not like and we're saying this psychically, it's not like she's not saying stuff that isn't factual. I mean, like, she's actually right. I mean, like, realistically, we should go and drop off this and get this over with. But then again, I'm like, money from Bryn Shander. Yeah, and I look at Atina and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. It would probably be a way shorter trip and go to Termalaine, and then we can take paved roads to Bryn Shander. You're probably right.
Which would increase the speed of your travel by a decent amount.
Yeah, I don't even need to fact check that. That's actually logical. Damn it, when you say logical stuff. Okay, yeah, no, at least in the meantime, yeah, and I look at Ebrin and I get in our head, I'm like, damn it, I mean, what she said is logical. We should actually finish the Sephek thing.
That's what I've been saying, but you guys don't want to do it now that she's saying it.
Yeah,
I've got too many red flags in my head going up right now.
Yeah, well,
In fairness, when we were originally doing it, I don't think we anticipated having a working vehicle. We were just anticipating using gravity, so...
Yeah, because we were at that point, like, yeah, above table real quick. Like, the whole point was us getting to Bryn Shander and not having to carry around almost 2 tons worth of, like, ingots. Now we have a vehicle. Technically, we can cut our travel time in it. It's not like above table. This makes a lot of sense, and this is actually something that Ono I should have fucking said. I should have came up with it myself, but I didn't think about it. Thank you, God, for being logical. But yeah, no, I mean, in all sense, even if the wool is being pulled over our eyes, I mean, we should get rid of Sephek's head. At least try to get rid of his head. As I like, now I'm sinking back into my from above table. I'm like looking at the box to my pouch. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. And I look at Ebrin and I go, we actually do need to get rid of this. Yeah, no, you're right. We should totally get this over and done with, because obviously we are taking up your time. You are not a part of our party, which we do enjoy you, but to be fair, this was
telepathically I'm going to say that's debatable. So I don't know when he says that.
I look and kind of do the like Ebrin eyebrow, like,
you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, again,
you weren't there. She thought I was flirting with her, and my guy's just gonna kind of shiver away.
I mean, in many respects,
you?
I mean, like in many respects, you could have. So, look, You're absolutely right. We don't want to take up any more of your time. We appreciate everything that you've given to us, and hopefully this has built a bridge between our two factions, and we can find at least some common ground.
And there is the request that I did request a meeting with Oriel, so.
You want to talk to Oriel, the Frost Maiden? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we only did her work for her and took care of a problem, so.
I mean, it's not like going into the tavern and asking for the owner of the establishment. I mean, like, you technically could, I guess, but that's kind of different. Well, yeah, you do you, boo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like smile at Atina, and I know it doesn't help her, and I go to like Presidentator, and I'm like, I'll save it, and I give it to Ebrin.
Does she want us to drop her off somewhere or something? Does she need to go to Termalaine? I'm saying this telepathically to Ono.
Above table, I think we picked her up in Termalaine.
You picked Atina.
Right?
You picked up Atina
In Termalaine, right?
No,
in
it was
Bridgeshander.
Bridgeshander.
Oh, in Bridgeshander. Okay, cool. All right, well then, yeah. So she's coming back to Bridgeshander with us, anyways.
Is she?
Maybe. Atina.
Well,
Yes, so no.
telepathically.
You can say
Do
this
we
while I'm about
even
to say it.
directly know how to get to Termalaine from where we're at right now?
I mean, technically, yeah, it's east of where we are, so it would just be pointing this to the best of our abilities east and finding road. We either hit Termalaine or we hit Mare. Hold on, I gotta move my character so I can. Duladon, or whatever. We'll hit the lake. So, because we're not far enough north for us to directly drive into the Lonely Wood, we're either gonna hit Termalaine or the road.
Yep. Exactly
I mean,
what
while
you
they're
said.
sleeping, we could just knock out Termalaine, get paid, and be in Bridgeshander probably before they wake up.
By the time we get to Termalaine, people.
It might scare everybody in town that there's two giant polar bears and
This
a
is
goblin ship coming, but
I highly doubt that. We're in a snow. We basically have like an SUV vehicle. Nobody's gonna raise an eyebrow. They're just gonna think we're what would be football moms, if this world equivalent. So yeah, no. I want to let Big Toon sleep as long as possible, and I do think, yeah, above table, like Atina's right. We should just get rid of this. So I guess in the last few minutes of me trying to be awake, I just look at the box real quick and just kind of like put it away, and I just go, it should be fine. Fuck it.
Okay.
I think we should switch places. So one at a time.
oh no, I've still got like 6 hours left, and I can take a short rest. That'll be fine. So why don't you go sleep, and if Irini's up, you can send her up here.
I mean, you have to sleep at some point. You have to meditate for most of the other time, but you have to sleep for 4 hours. Yeah,
So,
that's fine. That's fine. I give.
Are we going to Termalaine, or are we going back to Bridgeshander?
If God will allow us, we could just say this. We've gone, picked up the ingots, the leftover ingots. We now have all 180 or 280, so 287, right? Ingots.
Yep.
We currently have that, and we were. I would say you and I are having this discussion with Atina as we're like, bearing down to Bridgeshander, but we are pointing now towards Termalaine. So I guess if we need to make a new animal handling check, I guess I can start us on that and at least hand you the reins. Or wait, hold on. Yeah.
It will require a new animal handling check.
Okay, so I would assume this would be one of those things where it's like I'm verbally explaining it to Ebrin while Spit is kind of going like, yeah, of course, right? The whole on the side, and
Yeah.
I'm having like I'm shadowing, like ghosting Ebrin on how to do it. So I know you have the plus one, so I'll give you advantage. So because you're about to drive this thing for a little bit. And I'm gonna guide you. Well, no, I can't do both. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you advantage.
Animal handling.
Ah, yes.
All right, and you have no difficulties getting the polar bears to turn the cart to face Termalaine and begin your journey.
I will say this. I split a Yeti ration into eighths, and while we were stopped, I fed them with an eighth of the Yeti meat because that sucker's huge.
The polar bears?
Yes.
And as you fed them with the Yeti meat, you were not met with hostility, as they had a food source that was presented to them.
Okay. This is. I turn and like as I'm doing the changing of the guard, I'm like, here, and I give Ebrin 2 eighth rations, and give Spit like another half of like a regular ration pack, like bread and all that jazz. And I'm like, here, bud, eat up.
I thought you were feeding him his leftover goblin buddies.
I mean, yeah, but we have a storage for that. So like in the down and out. Plus, I think he would have prefer it when they're kind of more degraded, because goblin taste buds are weird. I can't give like a goblin a lavender cookie and they're gonna appreciate it the same way you and I would, And I look at Spit and I go, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, whatever. And I go and I run down and I go get Arini and bundle up next to Big Tune. But I put the box that has his head in it in the storage locker, like buried under several blocks, ingot bricks. So it is a fair distance away from the majority of the party. I purposely put it in like the back corner so that it should be the furthest away. And I purposely move people and make sure that it's like the furthest away from Big Tune and everybody else.
Okay. And it is buried under ingots and as far away as possible from the party.
Yes.
What is Atina doing there in this time?
Honestly, there's a small fire that if no one else made, she would have made on the upper layer there for warmth reasons, and she's kind of just keeping a post alongside one of the walls, sitting facing the fire.
I make sure you're probably gonna make me do a stealth check, and I guess I'll totally do it, but I don't want Atina to know what I'm doing.
I would say you wouldn't have to. She's on a different layer than you.
Awesome. Okay. I know she probably could find a way to magically detect it. I do. As we're in a separate space of this area, as I'm walking up to Arini, I write on the palm of my hand with my quill where I put the cube and what like the circumstances are with like I give her a quick rundown, like I write a sentence and then I disappear it as soon as she acknowledges it. And I do that for just a few minutes as we're I'm like BS talking like, oh man, Arini today was crazy, and then I write a sentence on my hand. And I kind of wink and I nuzzle up to Big Tune and I cast Prestidigitate to make sure he's nice and cozy and warm, and I go to sleep.
I'm sleeping like a MILF still.
Well, now you're.
I'd nod at Ono as I head away from him.
Yes.
Okay.
And I bed down.
All right, so it's Big Tune and Ono bedding down. Aethros, I'm just for the sake of this, he is bedding down as well. So those three, which leaves you with Arini and Ebrin and Atina and Spit up top. Is there anything anybody wants to do on your way to Termalaine? Otherwise, Ebrin, make me a survival check for your trip that direction.
With
What's your survival like?
Arini next to me, do I get any advantage?
If she is assisting you in navigating, I would say yes.
Who's got the better survival?
Mine's 11. They're equal.
Okay. Oh!
All right. And
I snuggle into Big Toon a little bit more happily.
as you and the ride for you down on the bottom there, it's honestly pretty quiet. While you do feel the occasional bump of like the cart going over some form of rock protruding through the snow, it's not uncomfortable. You don't feel yourself shaking a lot. I mean, you're only moving like a half a mile an hour, so it's peaceful. You, Ibrin, you have no difficulty knowing exactly where you need to go. You, with the help of Spit and Irini, between making sure the polar bears stay on track and following your map that you guys have, I would say within a few hours, I would say, let me look at distances here. It would take you about 4.5 hours to reach Termalaine at that half a mile an hour pace, and you will have no difficulty doing so, as those of you down below can take a long rest. If anybody needs to take a short rest, as long as you are not the driver, you can. So, like Irini, if you felt you needed or you should take a short rest, you could do so. And you would reach the outer skirts of Termalaine, coming up from the south, the route that you... recognizing some of the wood, like some of the trees that might have had no leaves on them, and some of the stone structures and hills of snow. At the end of the day here, so the sun setting for its second time, you begin to see torchlight as you crest one final hill, and down at the bottom, right before a stretch of trees behind the town, is the city of Termalaine.
I guess as we're pulling into the city, I'm gonna kind of clear my throat a little bit and like,
What's up? I just read your thing.
Rini, can you maybe do me a favor?
Oh, it says recover. Sorry, I thought it said something else.
Oh yeah, no. What do you mean? Nah, I'm cool.
That says something bad. I was like, what is this curse?
I lose my level of exhaustion then, right?
Yes, at a long rest, you lose your level of exhaustion.
What can I do for you?
So, is there any way I could ask the polar bears
Oh my god.
questions and you understand them?
What kind of questions are you looking to ask them?
It's just if we can be friends, if I can hug them or ride them in the battle or just in general, and give them good scratchings and some lovins, you know. I'm gonna kind of awkwardly look away as I say that, but still driving towards town. Like my guy's a little bit embarrassed that, you know, one of his walls is kind of just broken down, but it's just Iranian.
Something.
It's just Iranian Spit, and Atina's in the vicinity, and I said it quiet enough, so maybe she didn't hear. But it's something to where I've got plausible deniability. I'm like, yeah.
Nobody's gonna believe
insight.
Spit.
Well, you guys insight checked the crap out of me earlier, so.
I'd like pout my lip out like, oh, you want to cuddle the polar bear?
Hey, it's just, you know, they're fluffy and I like animals. Right? Stop making fun of me.
Let me see what I can do.
I'm dying over here.
So I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
If I can. Maybe.
Okay.
Did I do it right?
I have it posted. Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that. Her character's just special.
You're a real person, Irini.
Character 1.
Yes, you did it correctly.
Okay.
He was number 1.
Her name was Character 1. Her name was Character 1.
So we're still like casually, slowly moving on the path.
Yes.
And I would try to talk to said polar bears.
What are their
Like
names?
shouting at polar
What about
bears.
you,
If they're friendly.
polar bear?
I don't know, Arini. What are you gonna say to a polar bear?
What the hell do you say to a polar bear?
I don't know.
To
How,
you, awesome, powerful, majestic creatures pulling
you go.
this vehicle.
Pump up their ego.
Can we know your names? Can my companion ride
Dude,
one
you
of
have
you,
names.
hug you, give you
my
good
God.
scratchings?
You're going from 0 to 100, and I'm dying about it right now. You're like, can we get your names and then, personal space?
okay. So I'd go, thank you so much for pulling our cart, new friends. How are you feeling after the journey?
Tired.
Fair, that's fair.
That's fair. Do you guys have names?
You guys are killing me.
I mean, I said their names were Oingo and Boingo very loudly, so maybe they heard that and retained it.
Probably no.
You would hear the bear on the left let out. Everybody would hear. No, not everybody. It'd be
no,
Ebrin
yeah.
and Spit and Atina would hear. Other people down in the bottom would not. Would hear the bear let out a small grunt-like roar, and you would hear one say that I'm Ugg, and the other one I'm Tug.
Ugg and Tug. Oh my god, I love it.
Well, it's very nice to meet you two. I'm Arini, and this is my friend Ibram. Ibram, this is Ugg and Tug.
I love it.
Hi, Ugtug.
I'm done.
We what the fuck?
Oh, please continue.
Be like,
Yeah, this is
well,
very serious, Emily. I need you to get it together. Okay? You gotta keep it together. We gotta talk to these bears and get as much information as possible.
Well, we really appreciate all the hard work you two are doing for us, pulling our cart. And my friend here was wondering if you guys would like, when we're settled down here, maybe some scratchies
I will feed you as well.
and food.
I'm so glad I wrote Tug with 2 G's.
There would be but a brief moment of silence as eventually the polar bears respond. Like food. What scritchies?
How do you explain, like,
How-
comfortable
Just
physical
ask them if you
contact
can
to a
come up to
bear?
them.
Is petting okay? Yeah, petting is a normal word.
We're
Can
still
I
moving,
pet them?
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're like approaching Termalaine, but you still got a small bit of time to go.
Okay. Well, then I can't show them.
Ugg is on the left and Tug is on the right. Is that what we're assuming?
Yeah, if you look at the foaming mugs map, I have the polar bears listed by name on there.
Okay.
Well, we can definitely get you guys some food. Comfort. Do you guys know comfort? Affection?
Yeah.
There's periods of silence as the bears do not seem to understand those words.
Okay. Love. A form of showing love.
Can I ride one of you?
I would smack Abram.
I will feed them. I will rub behind their ears. I could scratch their butt.
Well, I'm dying over here.
Lady voice, want bears not eat people?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yes, we do not want you to eat people. We'll give you other food.
No angry.
If food, no angry. So if we feed you, we could show you what scratches are?
Okay.
Okay.
Becomes some dangerous territory. This is
I
where
imagine-
Ethan loses a hand and I have to build a hand.
I was gonna say, during this time, is Rini relaying everything that they're saying to me?
Yeah, she's got to be fair. Please tell me you're lying to him. No, Ebron, it's bad. You can't.
Yeah, so I'd look over to Ibram and say, they won't eat people. If we feed them food, they will be nice, and you can try to give them scratches. And we will start there.
I can just feel John smiling right now over Discord. I can feel his like he's grinning ear to ear right now.
Maybe. My guy's gonna be looking at her, looking at the reins and the polar bears, and you can kind of see him starting to calculate the distance from jumping on a moving vehicle onto one of these polar bears right now.
You're chaos imbibed. I love it.
I would look at him and see him kind of looking back and forth and go, no.
But
Let me ask first.
there's a chance, you said. So you're saying there's a
But
chance.
there's a chance.
I would shush him with my hand and look back at Ugg and Tug and go, Ugg and Tug, how would you feel about someone sitting on your back for the rest of the journey?
Okay, that's a deep question. Irini's got a good persuasion though.
I do. I really do.
Don't like riders.
Okay, I mean that's all.
Prefer pull, not ride.
Both of you no ride?
And you would get a similar response from the other.
Okay.
Could break this man's heart.
If I gave you
I was gonna say, as
extra
Rini looks
food?
over, you just see my heart shatter, my face drop.
if we gave you extra
Put my
food,
hood
would
up,
you maybe
turn
let
off to
ride
the side.
once?
Ooh, a little bargain.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Sending positive vibes. Oh, Irini, you're a beast.
I'm making dreams come true.
You are a damn beast.
There'd be a long pause as
Make a wish kid right here.
after you give your requesting your offer, and you would just hear Ugg say, "Okay, ride once."
And then I would look at Tug. You as well, Tug?
Oh my god. Rini and
Okay.
me up front riding. Oh.
Would you two be okay with... okay. Hold on. Oz.
I will literally give them all of my food.
Okay.
Don't. I mean,
20, 20 plus a ration.
Dude, don't. That's what I'm saying. We go to a town and buy the food.
I got 12 rations plus the 2 eighths that Ono gave me. I will.
I have 8 rations.
See
So-
if they'll do it for 2 rations each.
Well, I never
You're
said the
changing
amount.
theirs.
I didn't
So-
say an amount. I just said food.
Yeah, I don't think they would have a concept of how much like a ration is.
So a serving plus a serving. I think we're fine. And we can always buy more when we get there.
Yeah.
You just made
My
more
guy
for
is
you,
no
Wanda.
longer. My guy's heart blew up into a million pieces, and now it's just right back together.
So
I've
can buy
raged.
their
My
love,
heart
guys.
is 3 times the size as it has been.
So above, do you want to do it now or do we wait?
Are they
Yep.
cool if I ride on one of them on the way back to Bryn Shander while resting?
And like they would be smarter if they
Lord.
rested before you.
So
did
that would be your one ride, because bitch, I'm putting in the work. I'm riding a polar bear too.
Right. I'm fine with that. I've got plans with the polar bears.
Of
So you
course
don't
do.
want to do your ride now?
Do you want to do the ride now?
I do.
I'm gonna look at Spit. Spit, if I give you the reins, we trust you. We trust Spit.
Spit take runs. Spit take to town.
I'm gonna undo the medal that Ono did
Oh my
and hand him
god.
the reins.
Oh my god.
I trust Spit. Spit trust me, and I'm like almost about to hand him the reins.
Okay. And he holds his hands out to take the reins, not getting up, just sitting where he was.
Can I do an insight check to make sure he ain't getting bolt on us?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Atina's still up there, right?
Yeah, Atina's kind of just been keeping quiet
Watching
by
this
the
whole
fire.
thing.
Yeah.
And with Arini next to me, I get advantage, right?
Now it depends. Is Arini also trying to determine the trust of whether or not to trust Spit?
No, I trust Spit.
Boom!
Yo, finally.
You also trust Spit.
You see no hostility. When he holds his hands out, you don't get any indication that he's lying. Spit seems pretty content, not trying to possibly upset his current source of food. So
I'm gonna hand him the reins. Spit, I give more food to later.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna look at Arini like, can we go ride them now?
Okay, I would look back at Ugg and Tug and go, Ugg and Tug, may we please hop on your back now for our rides?
Okay.
We're good. I call Tug.
My guy is gonna jump and, well,
Beat yourself.
Don't break this polar bear's back.
Beat
Yeah,
yourself to the polar bear.
my guy is gonna start thinking to jump and then look at Arini like, should we stop first, or you think, can we move fast enough to hop on them while we're walking?
We're moving like a snail. I think we're okay.
Yeah.
You kind of hop off.
I'm gonna hop right off that cart and come up to Tug so he knows I'm there and gently jump on his back.
I'm gonna do the same to the other one, but my guy's gonna be giddy the
He's
entire
got
time.
a name. It's Ugg.
That is
Well,
Ugg.
I jump, get off, I run up to Ugg, kind of give him a little scratch behind the ear, and then I, as softly as possible, get up on him and hug him while we're riding.
Jesus Christ.
And they dip down a little bit, so that way you have an easier ability to jump up on to each of these
boys.
polar bears. I want each of you to make an athletics check with advantage
Okay.
for your jump to get up on the polar bears. They're pretty big boys, but still. Yeah, and you don't have any issues with their help
I
getting
could say,
up.
Would have been more comfortable.
I got the jumps.
Yep. And for the remainder of your ride to Termalaine, you are currently on the polar bears.
So I'm hoping at some point someone comes out from their sleep so we can be like, look what we're doing!
Yeah, as you're getting into town, people could wake up. I would say enough time has passed for a long rest. Between the travel to get the ingots and back.
Giddily sitting on Ugg and Tug's backs, just like, ha ha.
This is so crazy.
Pretty much. My guy is looking the opposite way of Arini, and he is slowly, letting out one tear of pure joy and happiness.
I'd go, Ugg and Tug, we very much appreciate this. You guys are the best of friends. and I'd give a little scratch behind the ear.
And they seem to enjoy it.
How long is it? Okay,
Those are
10 minutes.
scratches.
Okay, so okay, that probably has got to be the tail. That's
Yeah,
probably
that
the
would-
last thing you say to them.
Yep. As
Yep.
the Speak with Animals ends, but you're able to still continue riding on your polar bears. As you two would venture down, you would see that Atina would come up and sit down by Spit, just to keep the little lad company.
Just happily swinging my legs on either side of the polar bear. My little hooves floating in the wind.
I'm just still hugging my polar bear, giving him some scratches behind the ears.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do before you would reach Termalaine?
Besides being jealous.
Sleeping.
I mean, we're just getting I mean, at this point, we're probably gonna wake up at the gates
Otto
of
and I are
Termalaine.
cuddly, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm literally like sprawled out on top of Big Toon's chest. Every time
Oh, I
Big Toon
figured you
takes a
would've-
deep.
I figured
Well, I
you
mean-
would have just like crawled in like ultimate little spoon.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, either way. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're my little teddy bear.
yeah. I mean, at that point, yeah, we're cuddling. Like every once in a while, like he'll move and then I'll move and I'll be like, screwdrivers. And
At some point, Aethros would probably just like venture over there too, so you got just a giant snuggle pile.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Where is my dog?
All right.
Now?
As you reach the gates of Termalaine, let me go back to my map of Tentown. I would say you'd be coming from the south, so you'd be coming up the route that generally leads to Targos if you're leaving Termalaine, entering the south side of the city. I would say you get probably about like 150, 200 feet from the closest building, and you see a person venturing out to meet you, a guard that's been kind of just stationed at that post on the edge of town for a little while. As you reach his location, he kind of calls for you to halt, and Spit, being, not wanting to upset people, would call the polar bears to halt for the time being. As he walks up to,
All the way to Termalaine on their back.
Yep. I'm literally Luffy right now in that picture, hugging the going Mary. That's my guy the entire way. And depending on what this conversation goes, we'll see.
The guard approaches and kind of holds up a hand. Halt! What is your business here in Termalaine? Not
Who's
hostile,
he
just...
that too?
Oh, he would be on the Tug side. So is it Irini who's on Tug?
I'm on
Yes.
Tug.
So he'd approach you, Irini. Not
And I would
hostile,
look at you
just authoritative.
I'd look at him like, are you going to answer?
This is all you right now.
Oh, Mana.
I'm on a polar bear.
Same.
Get it, Arini.
Approach too.
I don't remember what we're doing here.
Above the table, we're
My
getting
guy's
rid of
gonna let out a
Sephek's head.
giant sigh.
Sorry.
We have business at the Blue Clam. We have to collect a reward we were promised by the patron there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not looking at the guard either or anything during this time.
You
Still
nuzzling the
looking.
back of the bear's face?
Yep,
or something?
that's me. My
Just
guy is
speaking through a muffle.
pretty much. My guy is the complete opposite of what everyone's ever seen. And as of right now, Arini, Spit, and Atina are the only ones that can verify this.
All right. If you're speaking through that muffle, I want you to make a performance check for me. As you are trying to speak both loud enough that he could hear you, as well as somehow clear enough that he might be able to understand you.
Performance.
As Ebron hears the conversation and begins to speak, he's unable to convey his point, and the guard looks back to you, Irini. I couldn't understand a thing he said.
Can I see if I understood what he said?
Yeah, I would say do a perception check for me. See if you hear it. Nope.
Okay.
I feel like he said.
I'm gonna let out a giant sigh, considering she's just kind of like, and I'm gonna turn my eyes wide open, beating red now because it's night, looking at him. We got business at the Blue Clam. God damn! Let me ride my polar bear. I'm gonna go back facing her.
Are you crying?
Doing that angry kid cry.
Yeah. Are you? Why are you hyperventilating right now?
If you have business at the Blue Clam, you're more than welcome to go there. And he looks to the giant wagon. But I'm not going to let you take this through town. If you wish to park closer, you will have to go the long way around the town to reach the Blue Clam on the other side.
You're really gonna tell us no as we're riding two polar bears right now?
You're gonna tell us our polar bears no?
What side did, wait, hold on. What side did we come in through? I'm looking at the Termalaine map, sorry.
He came on the south side, so the side that says Tatargos.
Okay. And he wants us to come in on the what side? The Lonelywood side?
He told you to take the wide way around town, because you're not going to go straight through the town with two polar bears and a giant battle wagon.
It's fair. I mean, it's not a matter of like they're telling us not to do it. It's just looking at the roads, we might just not fit.
Yeah, that's fair.
If these terms are good with you, I'll send you on your way. But do be careful.
I'll kind of sit up on a polar bear look. Do we just grab the box, get off, and come back? Or do we wake everybody up and go into town from here? Or do we go around?
You have to wake me up to open the box. You know this. You know this.
I don't, because I was never there for that part.
I told
I could
everybody.
I was to say, I think Ono conveyed that to everyone, that it was locked, but it wasn't like magically locked or something.
Gotcha.
To go the wide way around town will take you about 15 minutes. You're just going around the outskirts of the town. You're not going up like through a different road through the dangerous snow again, just so you know.
I say we go around if it's only 15 minutes.
That's fine by me. And then I'm gonna rub the back of the polar bear's ears again.
Look at the guy. We will go through the other side. Thank you.
And you would hear Spit yell out too. Thank you.
Oh, Spit's got manners
Spit.
now.
And the guy looks up at him. You have a goblin in your midst. You do understand that.
He's our footman. He's our footman.
We love Spit. You do not be mean to him.
That is literally
part of our crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
As long as you're aware.
One of us now.
And the guy kind of just like...
Hold on. Are there known laws about goblins in like Termalaine or in 10 towns as a whole?
Not... It's not that they're not like allowed as long as they're not causing problems. I mean, there are the occasional kobolds you'll see too, like in towns. It's the same level of treatment. If they're not causing problems, the guards pay them no mind, but it's just making sure everyone's aware that like you have one on your
notice
on your craft. Yeah.
Oh jeez, I didn't notice he was driving. Thanks for pointing it out.
I mean, at this point, you all could argue. Spit literally drove us here while we were riding on the back of goblins. He's totes cool.
That Aethros probably didn't know.
I mean, Aethros
what is a goblin?
The comic relief that would happen if Aethros woke up and just saw two people riding a polar now. Like, I want to turn.
Well, let's ask him.
He would definitely full-on jump off the second story to get on that polar bear. I can already see it.
Yeah, let's not get away from that moment.
He's hurting himself to do it. Yeah.
So you guys are taking the long way around town?
Yeah.
An extra 15 minutes won't hurt.
All right.
In that 15 minutes, is that like enough time? Like we've slept it long enough for us to wake up.
Yeah, I would say like you probably would have felt something, or if someone was up against the wall when the polar bears came to a halt, it'd be like a light tap on your head. So if people wanted to start waking up, you could at that point already.
Arcane focuses.
And I kind of like, but no, I think we're here. We're here. You can sleep for 5 more minutes, kitty. And I like pat your nuzzle. You're fine here. And I prestidigitate you warm. You got 5-10 more minutes, I think. Go ahead. I'm gonna go check out. I'm rubbing the sleep out of my eye. I'm gonna go check on the rest of the crew. Gotta make sure everything's okay. As soon as I walk away from Kitty, I make sure that I do like a quick cursory glance and I go straight to the box.
All right. And the box is exactly where you left it.
Cool. I grab the box, put it back on my person, and head up to the driving stand to find Tina and Spit in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Good morning, everybody. It looks like we made it to Termalaine.
I'd hear "Oh no" and turn around and wave at him like, "Morning."
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Both of you
I'm
look
still hugging
badass
my
on
polar
this.
bear.
Why
Well-
is he
Aside,
hugging-
I don't acknowledge him.
Atina would probably look at. Well, it's actually evening. But
Well, it's the same thing. Yeah.
I just woke up.
it is whatever you would prefer it to be, I suppose.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. So we made it to Termalaine. They're riding on the backs of polar bears. I look at Atina and I kind of like shrug and I go, "Yeah, this is part of the course for us. Yeah, this makes sense."
I'm starting to see that more with you.
Yeah, I mean, it is it's our way. It's how we do stuff.
I kind of like plop down on the other side of Spit. I kind of like check Spit out and assume they're okay. I give Spit another portion of ration. Kind of.
I'm gonna lift my head up real quick. I took his metal clasp off. He's fine.
Yeah, I
I'll go
can
back
see
to
that.
hugging.
I can see that.
As they're on the deck, I assume he just kind of peeled him off, put him on the floor. I take the remainder of time to fashion not cuffs, but like cool bracelets for Spit.
Okay. So I would say as you'd probably get up there as they're pulling away from the guard and moving once again. And yeah, you would have that 15 minutes. I would say, nah, for the sake of today, you are able, if you spend that whole time between now and the blue clam to make them, you won't have much issue.
100%. Yeah, I mean, like, while I'm sitting there talking to Atina, my spellbook is doing spellbook stuff. Yeah, I pull out my tinker's tools, my smith's tools, the small ones, and I just kind of fashion Spit some, like, dope little open-ended bracelets that I don't know Goblin very well in script, but in Gnomish, I write out Spit.
On the bracelets?
Yeah.
Okay. And then,
Yeah, here you go, dude.
and he, like, his eyes, like, light up as he is given a gift.
You made it to Termalaine, and we all made it in one piece. Good job, dude. I cautiously go to high five, and I'm like, oh, he's probably gonna think I'm gonna hit him. And I just kind of like, in a gentle way, kind of like take his like fist as I've given him a bracelet and kind of close it and kind of fist bump him really gently and go, good job, bud.
Spits are good.
Yeah, Spit did great. Good job.
And he, like, is kind of, like, giddy to himself and kind of just quietly repeats, Spit do good.
100%. Yeah.
And I look at Atina and I'm like,
Spit did good job. Spit got us here to Termalaine. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, the blue cam. Sweet. And parking.
there has to be some kind of stable on at least this side of town.
Yeah, there's, like, it's not very large, but there's, like, a stable of sorts right at the edge of town, maybe, like, 4 buildings over from the Blue Clam. And you see there's, like, maybe a 13, 14-year-old boy, a tenant who's, like, taking care of some horses, and then there's like some cattle also in this fenced-in fixture area, and they see you approach and like stand there and like almost 100% in the same spot until you guys approach, just staring at the polar bears. And
with Irini and
Yeah.
Adrian riding them. Cool.
Don't touch my polar bears.
No, they have to. The kid has to touch these polar bears. We're paying the kid. Hey, kid, we'll make this real quick. How much for us to board these for a little while? Can you also, make sure that their reins and everything aren't too, aren't digging into them? You have food, right?
Yeah, I have some food. I'm assuming they eat meat and not, oats.
Preferably meat, yes, preferably. What's the going rate for at least you to board them for at least the day, so that they can get a good rest and we can go about town?
I would say if I'm gonna have to go look for a little bit of meat here, but I would say if you give me, does the math in his head. Usually it runs about 5-6 silver. If you give me a singular gold piece, I could take care of them as long as you need to in town here. As long as they don't eat
Without
my
thinking
hand.
about it, I toss the kid 3 gold without even thinking about it. I'm like, perfect. I toss the kid 3 gold and I'm like, cool. If they're in good condition and you haven't been eaten, you'll get 3 gold when we come back. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great. Okay, yeah, I'll take care of them for you.
Their names are Ugg and Tug. Ugg, respectively, is underneath Ibrin, and Tug is respectively under Irini. So please, take care. They are our animals and our friends.
I got 2 rations of Yeti meat, and once I get off, I'll give them each one, so...
Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah, they'll be here, but until you get back... Am I supposed to take care of... And he would, point to Spit up by, the reins area, who's hanging out.
Spit's coming with us. Spit, come on. We're going about through town. You're hanging out with us today.
Okay. Spit, come with.
Are you tired? Do you need to sleep? Honestly.
Spit can go. Spit,
Okay, cool.
come with.
All right, cool. Spit's coming with us. We're going to get a drink of the blue clam.
I would hop off of Tug and walk over to his front and kind of give him a couple extra scratches, like, thanks for the ride, buddy.
This is Scritches. Don't tell him that's Scritches.
I did. I told him right before the bell wore off.
Okay.
And it would let out a small a tender growl, not hostile, and enjoy the time. And as you set off on your way, it would kind of just watch you and the party leave.
As we're walking away,
I'm still on Ugg, my guy. I'm waiting for the party to leave.
For real?
I just want 1 minute alone. I gotta feed him, remember?
Dude.
I'll meet you guys at the Blue Clam.
Bring your butt, let's go!
I'll pout, get off Ugg. I'll kind of walk up, rub Ugg's ear. I will look at them both, bow in respect, hand them a ration, and be like, so, if I can do that more often, I can give you more rations and more foods. But Ugg, Tug, we do appreciate you letting us ride you. You're awesome. I'll scratch both their ears, and then I'll walk away and catch up to the...
I want, I'm going to say Ibrin, and then I want one member of the party who I'm assuming is traveling ahead to roll perception checks.
I will go ahead and rock that. I will guide myself. Doosh, doosh. Alright, well, that's not bad. Alright, resting perception.
Wow, that was a whole lot of different options my dice could have been for a second there.
I know, I was like, okay, wait, stop.
2, 7, 10, 12, 15, okay.
Oh no, you would see that Atina is not with your traveling group, and Ibrin, you would see that as you're making your way past Ugg and Tug, Atina is standing alongside the cart and would utter out so you do have a tender side. And then journey, whether with you or by herself, catching up to the party.
I kind of pause and turn and I go, I just smile at Atina. Like, I pull my mask down. I fully on smile. Like, yeah, love it. I kind of punch Ebron's knee as he catches up.
I'm putting my cloak up. I'm trying to hide as much of my face as possible.
You gonna hide your blushing under your beard, bud? Yeah, I figured. Okay. Let's go to the clam!
And you are able to go to the blue clam. The sign leads you in, a image of essentially a blue clam on a wooden sign with a like gold coin on the top of it. And you venture inside, and you're met with a familiar sight of Vernon behind the counter, who sees you all and gives you kind of like a head tilt of curiosity, but he's taking care of another patron, so he doesn't really speak out in your direction. At this point in the night, there's many people in the tavern. There's, I want to say, a couple old people at a table playing some form of dice game. There's several dwarfs sitting at the bar itself, having a couple tankards of ale. There's a couple other humans at a different table, a bit in the far back corner, the table that all of you kind of used initially when you first got here, who are all chumming around having some food. The smell itself here is really, it's full of like a fresh venison almost. There must have been some form of hunt earlier today or yesterday that they brought in, and everyone in general seems to be in decent spirits for once as you enter the clam.
Oh, all right. This is all right. Cool. All right. Well, everybody's in a good mood. It's not really.
Can I insight check the whole tavern?
Just as I find someone who's moderately into their cups, just as we're passing and going up to the bar real quick, and I kind of like tuck Spit in so that Spit's pretty close to me. But I'm like, hey, patron, just real quick, why did you guys go on a hunt or something? Did we miss something?
And it would be one of the dwarves who are at the counter. They're probably like 3 tankards in at this point, which for a dwarf really isn't all that much, but for a lot of other people it would be a good amount.
They just cracked their first beer.
Aye, lad. Herd of deer. Came past the area not more than a couple days ago, and we managed to pick off a few of them. It's the most food we've had for the clam and some other areas in town for a little while, so it was a nice change, and we're all still kind of coming down from the high of that hunt.
Hey, right on. Good deal. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Welcome to the Blue Clam. And it's like he's not like, you know, a tender at all. He's just like
Burden.
yeah. What brings all of you in here today? This is an interesting group, and he doesn't even seem to notice Spit behind you. Oh no.
Wicked. No, we're just we're talking to some friends. We're touching into town. We're gonna head out a little while, but you know, hey, let me there's probably like at least 4 or 5 people at his table.
Yeah, they're like up by the bar, so there's like 4 other dwarves that are alongside them.
Cool. Then I slide like 4 copper pieces on the table, and I'm like, I just want to get there next round, and then kind of be like, give them a head nod and be like, we got business though, so have a great night, and turn to the rest of my family.
Vernon would kind of give you a nod. It's good to see you all. Didn't think you'd be back so soon. And, like, lets you go about your business.
Feels like a lifetime. Also, you know, we know that, you know, Arini is due for another show. Maybe that's also because business is so good, you know.
Understandable.
But I think, and I kind of grip the box without pulling it out of my pouch, I think we have business to take care of.
Are you still talking to Vernon, or are you talking to your party?
I think I look at my party and I'm saying that to my party, and then kind of like, cause I'm trying to fuddle through my notes right now.
Who gave this?
Who exactly gave us this quest? Because I'm like going through my Ono style notes.
If you physically do not remember, I'll have you roll a history check.
Yeah,
as you're trying to page through, Eleanor's trying to page through his documented log of things.
For God's sakes.
You would remember that the person who gave you this quest was a dwarven woman, an older dwarven woman by the name of Hlyn Trollsbane.
That's right. Okay. Yes, Hlyn Trollbane, dwarf quest, missing people, Sephek Caltro. Yes. Okay. Found it. Okay. Cool. So yeah, then I turn back to Vernon and I go, Vernon, a round of drinks for my family and whatever obviously is on the menu. And have we seen Ms. Trollbane?
I don't think anybody has actually done a nice peruse, like a detailed peruse of the inn yet, or the tavern yet. So if somebody wants to do that, you might be able to get your answer that way.
Who's got a better perception? Who's got the best perception right now? Because I'll give you guidance.
I'll do it. I don't have a 15. I got 11, so she can.
I mean, what is it, 15? That's still +4.
+5.
Oh, you have +5? Sick. I'm going to give you guidance then. So take a 1d4.
Minimum 9.
D4.
Hell yeah.
So when you initially walked in, this tavern itself being kind of in the overall like customer area being in the shape of a U, being hearths on either side of the top of our U, let's say, and all of the tables for the most part in the lower area, so the bottom of our U, are the ones that have been taken. There's people at the bar. There's a few open tables on either side, but the side that you recognize the woman, Hlyn Trollsbane, is on the right-hand side. She's propped up, feet on top of the table with a couple empty tankards, hood kind of pulled over her face a little bit. You can kind of see her. She seems to be sleeping, leaning up against the wall.
I would look at the group. Is that the lady we're looking for? I'm pointing over at her.
Like sliding a drink to Arini, and I go, huh? Oh, yeah. And I look down at Spit, and I go, Vernon, real quick, can I get like a quarter cup for him, please?
And Vernon looks down and sees the goblin, who's kind of like not too like sure how to feel in this situation. Keep him very close to Ono. And Vernon gives you a nod. Yeah, I'm sure I can find something for him in the back. As he like finishes pouring the last of your drinks for all of you.
I say out loud.
Give him a big cup. He did
no,
good.
No. The wash bin. Can you give us a scoop out of the wash bin? Because they should be dumping alcohol in the wash bin. If this is old, like, if in my mind, they have like empty half-drink cups that they throw in a barrel or like in a bin that eventually gets remade. That's the cup I want to give to Spit, because that's the cup that Spit's gonna enjoy.
Yeah, he gives you a nod, eyebrow raised out of curiosity, but like, you know, you're a paying customer, so he'll do whatever you want him to do.
No, Spit is short. Spurnin, the shortest answer is Spit is our coachman. Do you not see the coat?
You're literally giving him like a Jersey Turnpike.
He
has got a great coat. Look at the coat.
He gives you a tankard that has had it would have ale from the wash bin inside. And like hands it down to you.
Here you go, bud. This is for a job well done. I can't remember goblin physiology that well, but I've already had a couple of sips. So yeah, just take it easy, and you know, woo.
Okay. And like Spit takes it and gets kind of giddy and takes a couple sips, and you see his like demeanor go from being very afraid to being just like he lets his guard down just a little bit.
Perfect. I look at the family and I grab the box in my pouch, not taking it out of my pouch, and I go, all right, let's go and wake her up and see if we can crack this sucker open and get paid. Pow.
And
I'm excited about that.
As the party makes their way over to her table.
Shuffle.
She's snoring away. How do you want to wake her?
I want to take a full tankard, which would technically be the one tankard I took 2 sips out of.
I want to set it down in front of her and go, hey, Ms. Trollbane, good evening. We would like to finish this quest. And I put the box on the table, and before she can even start waking up, I'm going to start opening this box.
Okay. And hearing her name kind of like shudders her awake. She like pulls like one of her boots that she has kicked up on the table, like moves over and knocks over a tanker, but it doesn't fall on the floor. It just falls into the table, and once the handle hits the side, it stops moving, and she like begins to wake up as you open the box. Is that who I think it is? As she like yawns and lets one out. Sorry, I started early today.
That's fine. I keep going to open the box, hoping that everything is okay. Jesus. So nervous to open a box, Dakota. You've got me so nervous opening a box.
So because it's not magically locked, I would say that it doesn't. I mean, because you know how to open the box. Right? Yeah, that you're able to open the box. If anybody else tried to open it, we'd be looking at a roll. But okay. You know the mechanism for it.
So yeah, I touch the 3 points of contact, and open it. I take a deep breath. I stick my hand in the box, and knowing the basis thought process behind like bags of holding and such, I think of the head of Sephek Caltro, and I hope it materializes in my hand, and I pull my hand out.
And that is exactly what happens. You still pull out the head of Sephek Caltro, and currently have it in your hand in front of her.
Miss Trollbane, and I set it down. I pull a coaster or whatever there's probably like a half-eaten plate of crap, and I just slide it underneath. I put it right there, and I go, Sephek Caltro.
Well, I'll be bloody damned.
Yeah, he was kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh, I'm sure he was. Did he... I feel as though you have confirmed for me, then, that he's the one who's been committing those murders.
Yes. To the point, the story could be corroborated with the sheriff of the town, to be more specific. And I download her with that information and, briefly talk about the events of how, what was that kid's name who got attacked? Nicholas, the librarian, the half-elven victim, was attacked, and so on and so forth. Even just going into like the specifics of like how Torga's split, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of Torga and them, so we're still working on that if that's a thing, but that's a side project, but I basically go, yep, feels right, good.
Well, I think you did the right thing then, in killing him. How he was eliminated, I didn't really care, but
well,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
To be completely honest, and I look at the rest of my family, and I go, to be completely honest, for the sole purpose of just the fact that there was a manipulating thing going on in a situation that's already bad enough as it is, I'm pretty sure that the majority of us, Spit excluded because they have no clue, wanted to make sure that this was done.
Technically speaking, he's not dead yet. He's still emitting necrotic energy. If, not to be rude, we can get paid, and then one of us can take this out back and eviscerate it with some heat, I think that would be best.
All right, Big Tune, chill.
Hlyn would like kind of feel her pockets for her pipe and pull it out and load some fresh tobacco inside.
I press to digitate it, ignited.
She takes a few puffs. Yeah, I believe a contract is a contract. 150 apiece, if I'm not mistaken. And she looks at Ebrin, who negotiated that contract. Or am I wrong on that one, sir?
It was 150 gold pieces per person.
And she
minus Spit, our goblin compatriot.
I'm Spit.
Don't worry about Spit. No, it's okay. I turn to Spit and I go, Spit, don't worry. We're We got you. I got you hooked up, bud. Don't worry.
And as you look, you see his tankard is empty.
Yeah, I go to fist bump Spit.
And he fist bumps you back.
Bam. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah.
And she feels her pocket on the other side of her coat that she wears and pulls out her pouch. And she sets it on the table, and you hear a loud jangling of coins as she begins to count out the equivalent of 150 gold for each of you. And then distributes it accordingly, so everyone, minus Atina and Spit, can gain 150 gold in your inventory.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Maybe do math.
Yeah. This is the good math. This is always good math.
Regarding Torgs, don't pay them much mind. They probably knew a bit about what he was doing and are trying to not get involved is my guess, but what do I know? I've been following them for a while, but I followed them with Sephek in tow. I didn't follow them without him. If they left him there and didn't pay too much mind, they probably knew that his own deeds caught up to him. Don't get me wrong, they're a shady group. I wouldn't trust anyone who's a part of that organization, and they charge about 10 times more for their wares than what they're really valued at.
Yeah, agreed.
But I wouldn't worry about them causing more problems. At least, not for a little while. They gotta let the heat
Maybe
die down,
this
I'm
will
sure.
also cause them to lower their prices. No, they can't stronghold.
I think the next time we see them, we're gonna have a better discussion about how merchants are gonna work.
And she shrugs. You're welcome to do what you want to do.
That's fine.
Now that business has been conducted, oh no, you kind of want to take this outside and make it disappear permanently, and we can resume to drinking and festivities.
Are we allowed to do that? Is that cool? Do you need this? Because if not, I mean, I'm gonna destroy this thing.
Oh no, I don't need it. I just needed proof that he was eliminated. This is proof enough.
Perfect. All right. Well, and I
I'm gonna stick my sword.
Yeah, I know. No, don't. I know, Kitty. I know. Relax. Hold on. All right. And I lift up the head, and I go. Anybody want to watch an undead head get disseminated?
Oh, anybody in the inn?
Yeah. I hold it up, stand on the table like a badass. I'm like, yeah. Anybody want to watch us destroy this undead skull? We're going outside and doing it. If you don't, no biggie, but I'm definitely making some awesome fireworks when it happens. So, come on, Kitty, let's rock and roll.
And you hear, when you say, anybody want to watch me, blow this up, basically, there's a ton of people in the inn who've had a significant amount to drink who are like, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah, we proceed to go outside. I clear a small space in the snow. I put Sephek's head down, and then just so that it's basically his jaw that's covered, I ray of frost his head into the ground so it can't move. And I turn to Kitty and I go, have at it. And I prestidigitate sparkles and shit, and sorry. Before I frost him to the ground, I stick a small portion of gunpowder in his mouth. And when I close his mouth, I go, enjoy this, because I know he will. And I ray of frost his head to the ground. I turn to Kitty and I go, have a field day, Kitty. And I will wait a few seconds as Kitty goes apeshit.
So, yeah. I mean, definitely the first one, I just want to drive it right through his eyeballs. But I mean, I guess I'll leave it up to you, Dakota. But I mean, if I wanted to use that smite, could I use it without actually using it, or would you just have me use it and then so be it?
I was gonna say if you strike straight into this thing, I was gonna pop a firebolt at the same time and make it look like you did it.
I mean, the lightning might just do it.
Either way, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, it's thunder.
Oh, okay.
But I can make the sound of thunder.
I would say
I mean,
if
if
you...
you want me to use it, that's fine. I don't care. Just need to know for myself.
Nah, in this instance, I'll let you go without it.
All right, cool. Yeah, that absolutely just gonna be like thunderclap as I drive it through.
Hell yeah. And I instantaneously like light it like I create a small campfire in his mouth, and basically as soon as he drives his sword into it, it pops.
Okay, and you said you put a bag of gunpowder?
Not a full bag, just a small portion, just to make a nice little, like a little boom, but I'm prestidigitating it a little bit more fancier. So at this point,
Okay.
it's basically a flashbang with a lot more cool colors.
Okay, so as Big Toon, with his like thunderously radiating sword, brings down, and you fire a firebolt at the head.
I would say if he's smiting, I would negate the firebolt and just literally prestidigitate like a small campfire because I know the point of fire. So like I know I'm focusing on that point where the gunpowder is. I'm just creating a small campfire in his mouth for it to ignite, pop as soon as he makes contact, and prestidigitate some more badass colors.
Okay, so you, as your sword comes down into the head, and Ono, with his excellent timing in this situation, it causes the moment of contact, and Ono's like, I guess, snap of his prestidigious fingers. You feel a loud. You hear, and you like Big Toon. You would feel like through your sword like the explosion radiate off.
Thunderclap and the explosive pop.
Yeah. And Big Toon, I want you to make a. It would be a. Let me just verify.
If he's gonna get
Strength,
hurt,
athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
All right.
should I give him advantage on
Constitution death save.
Right.
Since
If I have to, I will. If you'll let me, I'll shield him. Like I will literally react because I don't want him to get hurt.
I'll be fine. Just guide me.
I just want you to look cool. But yeah, I can guide you.
Yeah, slap my ass as I try to sort of.
Dude, okay, Kitty, your butt's a little bit higher than I can slap, but I can definitely get your calf.
Right, fair enough.
So yeah, I've got my hand on the back of Kitty's calf as he's like striking down. So I will guide you. Oh,
Oh hell yeah.
oh hell yeah.
and Big Toon, you're able to like as the explosion pops off, you kind of swing your sword down at the ground to like gain your bearings as you are pushed about 5 feet back from the area. Your ears ringing from the explosion itself, but otherwise you do not take any damage. However, I also want Ono and Big Toon to make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
Is this magical?
Like, just for the sake of it, because I mean, I would like to, also roar. You know, like after I get pushed back, would that happen like instant as I'm getting pushed back? Then, like, should I do the save first or?
Not good at roaring. I'm saying that.
I know. I'm trying.
So you're gonna roar. You said after you get pushed back.
Like, yeah, like as I come to a stop.
Yeah, I would say you could roar, and then the saving throw could take effect.
I want to try.
Is this a magical effect?
This is, but it's not tied to Sephek's heat.
No, I know,
resistance.
but it just in general, this is a
Okay, so
I'm
let me
doing a
out,
wisdom
actually.
saving throw against magic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then I have advantage because of gnome cunning.
I don't roar. I meow apparently.
Oh no, dude, for real? Not again.
In front of a huge crowd this time too.
I know.
I-
I think I have
You
performance
start
anxiety,
your
let's be
roar, but
honest.
end up coughing a hairball up during.
Wisdom.
Maybe I'll start giving you lessons.
2 seconds ago. I mean, I'll probably take it now, but come on.
How do you do the? Hold on. Wisdom. Here we go. Saving throw. There. Okay.
Oh, they
Yeah, okay.
crit.
You feel for a second something pulse in the back of your head, but you're very quick to shrug it off.
Do I know or understand what it is?
You feel like maybe it had, whether it was just the residual necrotic magic from Sephek's undead head, or something else. It's hard to say. If you want to roll an Arcana check, you might be able to see more.
Would
perceive more.
I, having had, undead, what do you want to call it, confrontation with him, like, would I recognize this as what happened while I was sleeping?
To you,
Yeah, like with the two of us, like kind of together, like wouldn't we kind of have a decent understanding?
Big Tune, this feeling that you have feels very similar, but a bit stronger than that dream lapse state that you had with
That's why I didn't
Sephek said earlier.
I look at him and I go, "Is that like a residual, like kind of like FU?"
I mean, that's what I felt. It's kind of like what I felt when I was sleeping the other night. So
Awesome. So then I prestidigitate like 6 more loud roars because so there's got to be several people who's got to have like weird deft up hearing at this point.
Oh yeah.
And then I pull out a screwdriver and I firebolt the remains of it if there's anything left.
I was gonna say, yeah. Can you like?
I literally unload
Can you
like
do what
6
you did to the
firebolts.
rest of his body? Yeah.
Yep. I without even questioning, like I kind of push Big Tune forward to kind of do the big arms thing and be like, "Roar, it'd be awesome." And I'm just literally behind him with a wrench and screwdriver going.
Okay. Yeah, like whatever Gibbs remained from that explosion, which was not much, mind you. There might be like an eyeball and like a couple teeth that were like there, and then a black
Incinerating 'em.
charred mark from the explosion itself.
Nope, incinerating it.
Yeah.
It is absolutely killing me to not have a trophy of that battle. Like
Look,
seeing
I'm
the
afraid.
eyeball, I was like, "Fuck, thank you."
I'm definitely afraid. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's basically me. Is like throwing it down. Yeah, Mustang style. I can't keep you. I can't have you have a token of this
I
because if you
know.
get bad sleep again, we're gonna have a problem. So no, yeah, I'm fully eviscerating him. Just yeah, turn around, turn to the family, and I'm like, all right, let's get back inside. I'm sure the crowd was entertained for what it was worth.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of cheering and roaring from the drunk crowd.
Hell yeah. All right, well, let's go back inside and celebrate. Because you guys want to hunt, and we just did an awesome thing. And I buy around for the bar.
While that's going on, where was Atina during this?
Atina was in the crowd. Since Ono, it seemed like, did Ono separate from Spit at all during this situation, or was Spit just directly behind you this whole time?
Nope, Spit has been on my heels. I have not let Spit out of my sight.
Okay. Atina was at the front of the crowd, but she hasn't, been, she hasn't been going super crazy. She's just been quiet and keeping to herself. And Athros has like 2 tankards in his hand, and he's just going ham.
Was she happy that it happened? What was her like reaction?
I want you
were
to
probably close to her, yeah.
Ibrin, if
Perception?
Yeah, do a perception for me.
Okay.
When the head, like when Ono, between Ono and Big Tube started to explode the head, there was still, she kind of kept a, like, not so much solemn, but like a emotionless look, and it really took until Ono started blasting the remaining pieces for her to let out what you would see as a large sigh of relief, as Sephek's head doesn't exist anymore, and she would look to you, who was I'm assuming, how close are you standing to her? Let's start there.
Like 10 feet. Basically at my tankard watch.
As she let out a sigh of relief, she would look to you. The ring in my head is finally gone. You guys did good work. Thank you.
I'm gonna kind of tilt my mug towards her and be like, let's get wasted. Take a drink. Take a sip of my drink. But I'm gonna make a mental note while I'm drinking. Kind of one of those things like, yeah, sure. Like, what the fuck she mean? Ring in her head is gone.
As the crowd now begins to return to the inside, you see Vernon did not come out to enjoy the festivities and instead spent the time refilling people's drinks. And the tavern itself is extremely rowdy.
I made my way to the bar very quickly with Spit. I paid Vernon however much you want to charge me for an entire round for the bar.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. I got Spit another beverage. And at this point, I hope we have plates of food ready. And I give Spit what we are eating, like a normal size plate of food. And I sit Spit down at our table. I assume a table. Like I look at a party.
With this whole show, you guys were pretty much like people were offering wherever you wanted to sit, or there were open tables available. Like you'll be taken care of tonight.
Perfect. So yeah, I assume a table. I make sure the stage area is cleaned off for Irini if she wants to power on, and I give Spit a plate of food, and I go, "Here you go, bud. You earned this."
And you see Spit's eyes just go extremely wide. And he like looks at the food, and he looks at you, and looks at the food. You sir.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Here, I'm gonna take away the utensils unless you want them, but
No. And he like you see like a big grin come over his face, his like jaggedy teeth peering out before he just goes ham at the food that you're giving him. Irini, as you're all kind of sitting at the table, one of the dwarves from the counter earlier, not the same one that you guys originally talked to, but a member of his party, kind of like stumbles up to you. You got some musical instruments there. Are you a musician?
Of sorts, yes.
Well, you gotta play us a song.
I make a gentle glow around Irini's halo.
Okay, what do you want to hear?
Oh, yes, Irini.
Have you ever learned a song known as "The Brick in the Hair"?
I don't know. Have I?
Just roll a straight d20 for me. Let's see if you know this song.
I have a high history, so I'm gonna give you advantage and literally go through my notebook with you and be like, I know a buttload of songs.
D20?
Yep, just roll a d20 for me. Actually, it'd be 2d20 because he's giving you advantage. So
yeah, I'm giving you the help action because I'm like, I know a mess load of songs, Irini. Hold on.
How do I do the roll again?
So it'd be
/ roll.
Are you making a history? Are you making a history check? Is that what she's doing?
No, she's just rolling a flat d20 for me.
Oh, okay.
No additional modifiers. It's just the percentile. I want to see what she gets.
Oh yeah, come on, Irini.
/ roll. Do I need a space?
Yes. Then it'd be space. Then 2d20.
Yes, Irini.
You do in fact know this song.
Hey. I do know the song. Get out my lyre and start strumming.
I start magically dimming candlelights. I start focusing light on Irini on the stage. I start making background sounds like gentle little dings and pings and whatnot. And I cannot change my voice, so I go, coming to the stage, Irini, the mistress of music.
And you hear a loud applause as the patrons of the bar rant and rave about... They don't even know you, most of them, but they just go with it as they're applauding for you to go on the stage.
Nice.
I tap your foot for guidance for your first check.
I guess I'd go up to the stage and start playing.
I want you to make a performance check for me.
Making the stage perfect for her.
Imagine Big Tune, myself, Athros, Spit, Atina are all at our separate booth. I'm gonna look at the group and be like, they should probably make a tip jar and put it up there and take a sip of my Ale.
Hey, we don't need it. We got so much more than they could ever.
Did you
Little
say
do they
you're
know.
guiding it?
Little do
Hey,
they know I have a pouch at the foot of the stage.
He did say that, yes.
They're paying like a copper per beer, man.
Yeah, you would have guidance. He said he would guide your first check.
Yeah, I got your first check, and I'm putting smoke around you and everything, and I'm doing it up for you.
And you begin to pluck away on your lyre, playing the brick in the hair per customer request. And this starts off very, very strong as you find your perfect placement for your finger plucks between humming or singing a melody. The audience itself is just, I guess, captivated by your fantastic performance up to this point. As the song continues, I want you to make another performance check for me.
Okay.
I tap you for guidance.
As Ono is giving you this beautiful stage, and you're being your little manager, you know.
Oh no, come on.
No.
So you
I accidentally write with my quill in front of Irini's face, Irini, and it distracts her.
yeah, you hear like he writes on his quill like directly in front of us, or like the quill just conveniently floats that high, or however it works, and you hear like someone who was bringing out drinks, like they tripped or something, and the glass shatters on the floor and spilling ale, and a couple people get upset that they got ale spilt on them, and it causes a bit of a distraction as you begin to lose your pacing a little bit. The audience feeling a little less into the music. Make one more check for me.
With this one, I'm going to do everything I can. I'm gonna like blow out all the stops, prestidigitate like sounds, lights, extra like shaking in the table, and I'm not gonna give her guidance. I'm gonna try to enhance her musical capabilities. I'm gonna try to give her the help action so she can have advantage.
And I would say roll your next roll with advantage.
Yes. Sweet.
And you with the help of Ono, you like look down and see that he's doing his best to really amp you up. You have you managed to regain your stride, and the audience members who are upset once again quiet down as like the dim lights bring all the focus up to you as you end the song extremely strongly. And as you end it, you get a roaring round of applause, and some people come up and put tips in your was it your pouch? There's a pouch out there?
Yeah, I put like an empty, like one of my empty pouches that's like, I usually just keep nuts and bolts in. I put it there.
Okay, give me a second.
Is Ben saying? What the hell?
You gain, in your pouch, you find an additional 14 gold pieces.
Yo,
Nice.
That is all you.
Oh, math. You said 14?
Yep.
14.
I scoop it out as soon as she exits the stage, and I go, I'd say, that was Irini, thank you very much. We'll be in town probably for the rest of the night. And I like sit back down at the table, I divvy out the gold for Irini, and I go, here is for your paid performance, madam.
Oh, thank you.
I would like to
friend.
retcon.
Gnome is fine.
I'd like to retcon Ben's reaction during the performance.
I like turtles.
Just in the middle of the song, he's just like, I like turtles.
I like to imagine like when the music stops and Irini hits that hard one, like that's when Aethros kind of stands up from the table with his plate of food and goes, I like turtles, and then just sits right back down.
Sure, why not?
In my head canon, that's what happened.
Absolutely.
So
It was a part of the whole thing, and that's what caused the lady the trip.
Yes.
Anyway.
Irini, fantastic job.
thank you, Ono.
That's amazing. You did like with your fingers are like super fast on that lever.
amazing work. And, like, get drinks to everybody. I prestidigitate our table clean a little bit. I make sure everybody's doing good. I do a spit check.
Spit's vibing.
Vibing. Perfect.
I would like to look at Athros and be like, hey, can you translate something to spit versus fucking English or common to him?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does know Goblin.
What are you wanting me to translate?
Can you ask Spit if he'd like to join the group permanently or if he would like to go off on his own?
I hear you say that. I like
I
look
mean,
at Spit and I'm like,
if you're at the table, yeah.
I look at Spit and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna be a hard question, but yeah.
And Athros would look at you, look down at Spit. Yeah, I can do that. And he would like begin talking in Goblin to Spit, who would like look up at him in a curious a curious way, and he would reply in Goblin to Athros. Not in a negative way. Seems it's hard to get a read off of that. If someone wanted to roll an insight, they could probably gauge
We'll happily
how that
do
conversation went.
I'll go ahead and do that. Guide myself. There it is.
It seemed rather positive, as Athros kind of looks to Ibrin and Ono. As long as we keep giving him food, he'll stay.
Awesome.
All right. Raise your glasses and welcome our newest member, Spit, then. I'll kind of put my glass in the middle of the table for everyone. Put it in.
Welcome to the family, Spit.
He like gets all giddy. Spit like. And he like
Oh, I
drinks.
thought you were gonna follow up. No, you're actually just saying spit like. Okay, cool. Yeah.
He like drinks the rest of his tankard of washboard or wash pail ale.
Hell yes.
As I finish my drink, I'm gonna kind of look at the group and be like, "All right, are we sleeping on our little traveling thing here? Or are we getting a room in town? Because
Slept good last night, so I'm
I
pretty much
need
good to
some
go for a
sleep.
bit, but I'll rest.
I mean, like, yeah, we can kind of like get a room and kind of all bed down. If you don't want to pay for a room, we could head back to the
lightning tank.
the lightning tank. Thank you, Kitty. Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of just softly glance at Arena and be like, I kind of think I want to go.
Oh my goodness. Is this because of the bears?
They not be attached right now.
They would technically be, if I'm assuming correctly, they would be technically being cared for and hopefully sleeping.
Right,
Ibrin.
like they're not with the lightning tank right now.
Yeah, they should be unattached and have all their bridles off. I mean, like, that's what I paid that kid to do.
I feel very confident that he would complete that task for you. You gave him enough gold.
I gave that kid enough gold to lose a finger, a hand, up to an elbow. That kid is good.
Maybe I just want to go see them while they're sleeping and make sure the kid's still alive.
I think they're fine. We would have heard screaming. Somebody would have ran into the tavern and been like, "There's bears tearing apart the kid at the stable." We would have heard something. Keep drinking and then go to sleep. We'll get a room at the Blue Clam's an inn too, right?
The Blue Clam
already
is. Oops, sorry.
You're good.
Okay. The Blue Clam is just a tavern. The east side, on the other side of town, is the inn within Termalaine.
That's right. That's what it is.
I'd look at Ibram. I already talked to Ugg and Tug. They know not to eat people.
Ah, perfect, Arini. That's perfect. See,
I have no concept of Glug and Tugard, but
I look at Kitty and I'm like, it's probably best not to question this. Look, Ibram, I am totally down with us like getting in touch with our beasts of burden, or what you're trying to now make a pet. But we should get you guys to rest. I mean, and at least let Atina kind of, freshen up, get a nice sleep in if she needs one. I mean, I can do some studying and stuff.
Well, let's If you guys want to stay here and drink, that's fine. But I'd say otherwise, let's head to the east side.
Yeah, let's go
For those
crash.
who need rest, get some rest.
I'd like to point out, just in case you guys didn't notice, you should be proud of me. Keys.
I didn't want to say it out loud, but I am extremely proud
what?
of you. Also,
no milkies.
he has no milkies. Also, I would like to ask Vernon, on the side, we don't have to RP this, but I would like to ask and pay Vernon for, like, whatever scraps, entrails, specifically small intestines, from whatever meat they were preparing for this evening. He must have something off to the side left over. Specifically, I want small intestines.
Yeah, he
Does
has.
he have a giant pail of guts from the deer?
Yo, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a gut pail.
Perfect. I will pay him whatever Vernon asks for that gut pail.
Honestly, he doesn't even charge you because it just gets disposed of anyway. So
Perfect.
you have like the equivalent of about 5 pounds of deer guts.
Perfect. They will not last the night. So on our way to the east way, or when we get to the east way, or east side, sorry, I give Spit the entrails that I don't need. I specifically separate the intestines, and I begin to do some arcana and science to break that down to make a powder. I don't have an alchemical set, but I'm going to do my best with what I have. And try to make Kitty the fantasy world equivalent of Lactaid. I did some research on the side, and apparently the chemical that prevents, or at least alleviates... Yeah, apparently the chemical that prevents that is found in, like, small intestines of both humans and small creatures. So...
But does that apply to his...
We're gonna find out.
character?
We're gonna find out.
Worst case scenario, I can try it and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Worst
So
case
get milk
scenario. Yeah. Worst case scenario. I mean, I'm gonna try to figure it out. Like, at least this is step one. And I say this out like as we're settling in, as you guys are about to go to bed. At least this is step one in me trying to figure out. One, I'm really proud of Kitty not going to Milktown. Big ups. But two, if Kitty does want to have milk in the future, I don't want to restrict them. So I'm gonna do what I can to try to make it possible for Kitty to do that.
I have like when you said you were proud of me, I have like the biggest shit eating grin.
I'm legitimately proud of our group right now. I'm so proud. Like, Arini is a boss right now, musically and spell-wise. Boof. Like, Aethros is our go-to point man for goblin affairs. What?
And he likes turtles.
Yo, and he loves turtles, and everybody in the bar knew that. So, perfect. Like, our group is doing great.
I undeservedly am more proud of myself than I am of anybody else in our party right now.
Remark about Kitty, like, literally not drinking milk and being a boss during the fight. Like, I hit
I don't even
everybody
care
up.
about that. That's normal for me.
No, I know, but like, I hit everyone up with a compliment, and Ebron had good self-control, even got what he wanted in the end with the bears. So that's a plus for you, bud. And I look at Atina and I'm like, Atina, we were extremely grateful for you in all respects. So thank you. And I kind of finish with Spit, and I'm like, Spit, look, if this was like an inspiring speech that I could totally do as a feat, I would. I don't need that though, but you know what I mean? Like, bud, you did a good job, and thanks for being chill, and I hope you're happy with us. Welcome to the Broken.
Spit do good.
Spit did great.
Spit, you're great.
Perfect.
All right, so you were trying to make essentially homemade Lactaid.
Essentially, like, I know the basis of it, so I will do whatever arcana. I've got my notes out. I've got basically like a ritual circle around this. I am willing to do like a combination of nature and arcana to do my best to try to get this broken down to a serviceable portion for Kitty to experiment with.
I assume then we have rooms at the east side already.
Yeah, I'm doing this inside of the east side.
Yeah, you could enter the east side. I would probably, for the whole party, it would be like about 3 gold pieces total for everyone to stay there. It's not that much.
I got it. Don't worry. I'll pay. Okay, all right, Kitty. Golly, all right.
And you
I have
could
270, and I really just.
All right, that's cool. No worries. So Kitty and I split the bill, sort of. I pay 2 and he pays 1.
What is the rooming situation? If I remember correctly, usually Ono and Big Toon stay together.
Not lately, but yeah.
No, today I look at Arini and I kind of go, Arini, I'm gonna bunk with Big Toon. If that's cool.
Okay.
I didn't have Milky, so you're safe.
Oh, you're good. No worries. I figured no worries. Because
I mean,
I
how
want to
many-
do this with you anyways. I want to see if this works anyways.
How many rooms do we get with the 3 gold pieces?
I figure it's 3 rooms because you want your own, and then oh wait, no, because Atina. So I assume I bought rooms, a room for Atina, a room for Ibrin, a room to be split if Arini doesn't mind bunking with Asa.
Like I legitimately whisper that to Ono.
Okay, so then before I distribute keys, I go, Arini and Athros, you're bunking together if you guys are cool, and Atina and Ibrin, are you cool with bunking together? I'm
gonna
doing
kinda
my
look at
best.
the person who's running the east side. Are you sure?
I'm gonna just do a straight up sleight of hand if you'll let me, God.
What did Ibrin, what did you say? You cut out.
I'm looking at the person running the east side and being like, "Are you sure you don't have another?"
I technically bought the keys, so I would assume, seeing as how I'm gonna assume I knew the capacity and I knew the east side. We took their last rooms, and I'm hiding this key because this is a funny joke.
Yeah, I just in case he does have an extra room, I like behind Ibrin, I just look at the keep and just shaking my head. No.
So the young girl who is manning the east side would look to you, Ibrin, and she would shake her head. No, unfortunately, we only have the 3 rooms available. I'm terribly sorry if this is an inconvenience. We have a couple more people staying here tonight than we normally do.
Ibrin, she totally said you were nice. Like, this could be a good opportunity for you guys to, like, at least talk for a few minutes while you guys are awake, and then you guys can go to sleep. Not in a weird way. Or
Or in a
Doesn't
weird
want
way.
to be.
in a weird way.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna yuck anybody's yum.
Yeah, what Em said.
Mm,
I'm gonna look at Atina and be like, "What are your thoughts on this?"
To be completely honest, I don't really have a preference.
Perfect. Settled. So I toss
Not no.
Atina the key, and I look at Big Toon and I go, all right, bud, let's go. We got some experimenting to do. Not in a weird way.
Is there a fireplace inside the east side? Like, do they have like a lobby area?
There is like a fireplace off to the side, yes, with a couple chairs that are kind of strewn about.
Really?
Tina, I will meet you up there later. I'm just gonna go sit by the.
Sounds about right.
He's got to do his nightly brooding.
I will keep the door unlocked, I suppose. And she heads upstairs.
This is the cruelest joke I think we played on John.
Yeah, as you and me walk into our room, like after everybody split off, I'm just like, man, I really hope they bang.
Snap my knee. All right, let's get down to business.
All right, for your thing, oh no, it's going to be a combination of Arcana, and I'm also going to make it Medicine.
Okay, cool. That's totally cool. I will do the Arcana first. Just straight up. Ugh, that was almost 20.
Can I help? Like, is there a way that I could possibly help him with this medicine check?
Have you ever experimented trying to make lactate before?
No, but I'm very interested in the process.
Somebody quite literally double the size of Ono was just right over him.
I mean, I am technically. Oh, Spit is with us. Spit is in the room with us.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask later.
You know what?
Spit is with us.
No, I.
What?
This is gonna be a bit of a stretch.
Stretch it. What do you want?
I would argue that I'm very familiar with entrails.
That's true.
I'm not going to
Okay.
give you advantage, but I will give you on your roll an additional +2.
Sweet.
Okay. Then if I don't have the advantage, can I at least do my guidance?
You can guide yourself, yes.
Okay, so this, and then +2. I think. Can I do it in that formula? Maybe. We'll see. Loop. Yeah. Okay. It added the +2. Sick.
So you begin to experiment with these small intestine, and
As much magical as it is just kind of separating the inner lining.
and while you feel confident you know what you might need to do, you feel that you could probably use some extra supplies of sorts to make it into a usable form, I suppose.
Works for me.
So yeah, I work through like an hour of this while I'm doing this. I am taking notes of every step that I'm doing and what looks like it's working, what's not look like it's working. And I kind of set the byproduct off to the side and I'm like, we're not going to test this now. We will definitely test this later. I think there's a proofing stage anyways.
Test it when we get back to almost 10 pounds to Rechander.
Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, we could probably. I'll take another stab at it. Maybe make it a little bit better. You know, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Since I got sleep, since Big Tune and I got sleep, and it's just technically us, him and Spit and I'd like to pull out that scroll, and I would like to ritually cast Identify on that scroll.
Okay.
And I will use my what's it called? My blah 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 scribe ability to do this in the normal amount of time instead of 10 minutes.
Okay. So, give me 1 second here. I want to make sure I get the name right.
No worries. I look at Big Tune and I go, I gotta get another pearl too. I'm running low on materials.
Well, if I see any, I'll let you know.
No worries. Yeah. No,
I need to get some tools anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I make a.
Because I still gain that proficiency that we have still not decided on what I'm going to help you with. But
we're getting there. No worries.
So yeah, I make a ritual circle, and in one of the points I put the pearl down, and then another one of the points I put the feather down, and then I begin to like create the arcane sigils with my tools and everything.
Okay. As you finish casting the spell, setting your items down, and weaving your sigils in the air, I don't have a item descriptor for this in Foundry. I'll make one for next time. The spell scroll seems to be referred to, or that you pick up the information and identify as Pezra's Wayfinder. And the combination of the 3 different schools that you recognized last time, I believe it was Transmutation, Conjuration, and Divination.
Yeah.
I think it was Divination. In the 3 different levels of text from different languages, what you identify from this is that by placing your hands on the edge of the circle in the middle of the scroll, it'll pull magic from the room around you to create essentially a map, a 3-dimensional map above the scroll itself of the world of Vas'Kai. This spell in particular is linked to find more specific items that are scattered throughout the land.
It's kind of like a locate object with a really sick twist.
Basically, it's a very long range rendition of locate objects.
You just got my insides all warm and fuzzy. Oof. I look at Big Tune and I kind of smile
with a devilish grin, and I'm like,
What are those dots?
"Oh, that's a part of the ritual. That's a part of the ritual. That's it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. No. I'm trying to, and I explained. I'm trying to identify this fountain. I figured it out. I figured it out. Okay. Megan, I really don't want to screw over this kid. Was it Blackiron Blades? I think. No, right?
What?
Yeah.
It was the House of the Morning Lord.
The House of the Morning. Wait, no, was that the kid who wanted me to? No, yeah, it was. Yeah, sorry.
Copper
Yeah.
Knobble Knocker.
I wrote that down. No, it's in my thing. That's right. I didn't get a chance to write it physically down. It's in my notes in our secret little chat. Yes, copper. That's right. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to screw over copper, but I really want to put this spell in my spell book.
Do it.
He's a rock
Look.
gnome. I don't want to, man.
Or we can just pay him.
I could see if it's
I'll chip
worth it.
in.
I could
You
see
seem to
if-
like this.
I mean, honestly, I just want to keep the puzzle box because I want to keep the puzzle box and the spell. That's super selfish. Damn, I'm having a moral quandary because normally I'd be like, nah, let's give this back. And then when
But,
I figure out what it was, man.
Did he know what was in it?
No, that's the thing.
So
When I went to Blackiron Blades and all that jazz, I met up with this kid, and he's a cool rock gnome. We went to the House of the Morning Lord. It was really cool. Yeah, man, like I just don't want to.
So couldn't we just be like, oh man, look, there was 100 gold pieces in here, and then he's gonna be like probably richer than he's ever been, and then he'll be happy and he'll have been none the wiser.
Yeah, but then I'll have to lie to that guy.
I'll do it.
No, come on, because I did open it, and I do want to see if they're gonna be cool about it.
Otherwise, I could just stand there, and he probably wouldn't very much like to see me standing over him when I suggest that you get to keep it.
So, copper, above the table, copper. What did I assume? I know. I'm gonna assume copper is a magic wielder of some sort.
He is an alkalite, so he has like holy magic.
Okay,
But it's
so
like super, super small. Like, he wouldn't be more than what the equivalent of like a second level caster would be. So like he has first level spells basically. So
Okay. All right.
Listen, all I'm saying is that my sword is probably bigger than this guy.
No, I know, and I don't want to.
I know you are a nice person, but I'm not always a nice person, so I can be not nice. I can be bad cop, you be good cop.
In your efforts, Copper agreed to let you take the box in exchange for 50% of what's inside. Okay, so that's I started explaining to him. So he wants half of what the treasure is inside once I open it. It's hard for me to split a spell scroll inside.
Yeah. So we'll give him some money and be like, listen, man, there was a spell and some money. I'm keeping the spell. You can have the money.
I
think that's fair.
The box and the spell because we really could use this box as like a secondary tool.
Wait, but that's not the treasure inside the box. The box isn't the inside. I mean,
No. The box to me is a treasure itself, but the spell, is like we could use this anytime.
the gears are really turning in my head. There's like smoke coming out of my ears because I'm like, box is not inside box. Box is not treasure.
as the two of you have this discussion, Irini, are you doing anything before bed?
No, probably not.
And Ibrin, what about you, Mr. Broody Man?
My guy isn't brooding. He's just by the fire and has accidentally passed out and is falling asleep on the couch.
You passed out brooding.
Ah, okay.
That's all right. We'll make it happen.
Okay. As the two of you can resume your conversation, if you wish.
I mean, Big Tune and I just spend the next few minutes kind of just like BSing. I do inevitably like pocket the scroll without transcribing it in my spell book. I close the box, I tuck in Spit, and I look at Big Tune and I'm like, I've done enough chaotic stuff the past couple of days. This is the one thing that I'm gonna kind of keep in normal. So we're gonna go find Copper, and I mean, come on, he's got a really cool name. Copper Novel Knocker is pretty awesome. Yeah, I can't screw out that guy.
But like, how? Box is not. Box is not treasure. Just
no, the box is treasure. The box is treasure. I can put stuff in this box. A lot of stuff in this box, and we can access it.
But
this is literally like a small version of like a handy haversack.
You said
Ebron, you're talking to Big Tune.
Yeah.
He did want what was inside of it, and he said we would split it. I talked him down to 25% later. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
I know. So that's what I'm saying.
It sounds like he doesn't care about the box. It sounds like he cares about what's in it.
Right, what's in it. So like the box should be like a no-brainer. I keep the box. Easy work.
Yeah.
But how do I? Because
give him the money.
I know you haven't put anything above table. I know you haven't put anything in Foundry. I know the value of certain spells, at least up until like the levels that I'm familiar with. So is this like a second level, third level spell? Is this gonna be like I'm gonna have to give him my like all of my gold, or can I literally talk him down to be like 25% is literally like 75 gold or 50 gold or 20 gold or whatever?
I want you.
I'll make whatever Arcana check you want me to make.
Give you gold to give to him too.
I want you to make. Yeah, I would say roll me an Arcana check. Yeah, nothing extra. Just roll me an Arcana.
I view it as you helping me with not only the lactate, but also the. You're gonna make me a wand baby at some point.
I've got a lot of cool stuff I'm making for everybody.
You help me, I help you. This is how I help you.
Oh, it said I lost connection to the server and then it reestablished. I don't know if you saw my roll.
I did. Yeah, you got a 15.
Okay, cool.
You know that in general, most spell scrolls that have some form of like tracking magic are in many cases highly sought after by those who cannot cast magic, and you have a good idea as to what those are valued at, but this being from Pezra the Red, one of the greatest wizard artificers to ever walk this plane, you can't put a price on this spell scroll. Whatever purposes she imbued this scroll with, since you haven't cast it, you don't know 100% of what it can do, what it's meant to find.
No way. It's invaluable. Yeah.
But there are people out there who are hunting down relics of Pezra that will pay a price that you name just to get their hands on it.
So knowing that, I set the box down in between Big Tune and I open it, and I pull the transmutation book out, and I stick the transmutation book inside, and I close the box. And I go, I don't want to do this. This feels weird, but then I'm going to do this because I don't know if...
I'll help you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to open the box, and I'm going to see if he's going to have a weird reaction to this transmutation book. Because it's kind of a weird, rare book, but it's not like anybody knows.
Money in there, too.
I could put a bunch of weird trinkets in here.
Put some money, and I got some other stuff I can help. I can toss in there for you.
Real quick. I open the box back up real quick. I take one of my old arcane focuses that I don't use anymore, and I jam that in the box. I pull like a small handful of components out of my component pouch and make a small, really crappy leather pouch and stick that in there too.
This is not something that Big Tune does often, but because at this point you and I are effectively best friends.
Of course, like if we could have a bunk bed at this point, we would be boss. We would be boss.
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to be
take out.
dishonest to the guy, but I mean, like, this
I'm
could help our family out.
I'm taking out one of my trophies from my kills, the Parrington horn, and I'll toss that in there too.
You're gonna toss a Parrington horn in there? That's like a big deal.
Listen, if it helps you keep the whatever that thing is, that's fine. I'll kill more stuff.
I feel like I'm opening a chest in Skyrim.
Yo, like literally, like I'm putting as much cool magical stuff that's not like crazy in there. And yeah, I guess like yeah, after a few minutes, after like literally looking at Big Tune and being like, that was a really big thing. I appreciate you. That was
Of
awesome.
course.
That's super big. Dang it. Okay. I close the box. I set the box off to the side. I check on Spit, make sure Spit's doing good.
Spit is out cold.
Perfect. Love it. I prestidigitate Kitty warm, and
Listen, I'm not gonna say that the sleep on the way over here was the best sleep I've gotten in a while, but like he spits in that bed over there.
Spit's in my bed that I make a drawer of.
Just saying, if you wanted to
Little buddies.
sleep the same way we did last time, that's cool with me. It's not. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever.
Are you putting the moves on me?
I just liked having my little teddy bear. Like literally, it was just nice to hold something.
Okay. All right. Okay. I love platonic hugs and stuff. Totally okay. I do like cuddles. I'm fine with that. Okay. I do my nightly ritual, and as I'm about to like do my full cleaning ritual, I look at Big Tune and I'm like, I do my cleaning ritual in front of Big Tune.
This gift is so perfect.
I know. It's a cuddle bear. Look at that. I do my ritual, cleaning ritual. I look at Big Tune. I clean Big Tune up. I do prestidigitate, make sure Big Tune's nice and clean. And yeah, we snuggle up in bed, go to bed.
Literally a kitty with a little mouth.
Okay. As the two of you snuggle up and go to bed, Ibrin conveniently passing out downstairs.
I will say before I fall asleep, I would have made my way back upstairs, noticed that Tina's asleep, locked the door, quietly opened and closed it, then went back down and slept.
Stealth check.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say...
Because how do you know she's asleep?
I'm going to have you roll 2 checks. First is going to be a stealth check, and then perception.
Slams the door closed.
He's opening the door. As he's opening the door, I'm being stealthy. I'm being real stealthy.
He says it out loud.
Okay.
I'm quiet right now.
Ibrin, can you join me in individual moments for a second?
Oh no!
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. Ibrin, it's...
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright.
For the sake
I'm
of...
just on Xbox, so I gotta disconnect and reconnect sometimes. It takes a little bit.
It's okay, I understand. So you fall asleep at the in the chair at the comfy chair, probably one of the better ones that they have at the east side. And
For like an hour or two, I realized she's upstairs with the door unlocked. I should probably go at least lock that for her and then come back down.
So the fire itself being a bit low, no one manning the bar. The door to the east side, you can assume to be locked. Whether or not you chose to verify it would be up to you. As you make your way upstairs, your room with Atina is the closest one to the stairway. You feel the air getting extremely cold. As you climb the stairs, like significant temperature drop. And underneath your door, you see wisps of mist coming from the inside. As you...
Before I... Do my rolls still count? Because if I see that before I open the door, I would try to get down and see if I could peer underneath the door.
For you feel as though you're being extremely quiet, but you can't, you would notice the temperature drop, and the door itself providing enough of a buffer that you could see underneath it slightly. And what you hear in this instance is what sounds like scribbling on a paper and like almost like out of breath panting. What would you like to do?
Not go in. I guess since that's the case, I would kind of knock on the door and be like, Natina?
You hear, like, I want you to make an, I want you to make an insight check. The footsteps aren't Atina's normal footsteps. They seem like almost in a... I don't know, for some reason the word tizzy comes to mind, but they don't seem like her normal self. As she makes her way to the door. Are you waiting for her to open?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have my hands behind my cloak, and I am going to... Oh, come on, let me do it real quick. Is it not going to allow me? I'm basically going to use my psychic power to summon my psychic blades, because if it's not her, I need to be ready to attack. But if it is her, I can just make my psionic blades disappear. I'm trying to see how I can equip them.
Well,
Not
they just
necessarily do like a standard roll.
I would say like as if you were preparing a cantrip, because it's something that you now have knowledge of, that you could just summon the energy and like hold that as like you're holding it like an action. So like you have the psionic blade formed in your hand and you're just waiting to throw it basically, or stab or whatever you want to do. That'd be fine. You don't have to worry about like rolling anything or preparing it for that. It's just energy that you have.
I've conjured 2 psychic blades, one in each hand, and my hands conveniently behind my back, and I still do have my cloak around me, so you can't really see what my hands are doing.
Okay. As the door opens, Atina is not currently looking at you, but she sees you at the door, and she's like, in a very weakened voice. The door only opened about a crack, I would say. She's looking down at the ground. You hear her say in a quiet but like what's the word I'm looking for? Like exhausted voice.
Fatigued?
Yeah. Ebrin, please.
Bettina, what's wrong?
I need you to... And she, like, the door, like, opens more now, and you see Atina herself is, like, enveloped in this cold energy. Her skin, which was one, like, when you originally met her, was a pale shade, and then after you killed Sephek, it became more warm and peachy, is now a ice white. You see her face, her piercing blue eyes that you recognize as the aftermath of the undead ritual from the Church of Oral. But the other side of her face is, the eye itself is glazed over in a radiating blue, the whole eye socket, everything. And on the top of her head, on that side of her body, you see growing out from ice, you hearing the crackle as it grows, an antler, a circlet made of some form of animal antlers appearing on her head. Ebert, I can't hold her back much longer.
Hold who back? How can I help?
She like hurriedly, like almost like falling into you, almost like hands you a piece of paper and like falls out into the hallway.
I mean, I would catch her at that point. If I see her falling, my blades would dissipate and I would catch her.
As you kind of grab onto her, she like looks up at you with the eye that you can see everything. You need to inform the Church of Oral. You need to inform them that Headroom is back. And as she says that, you see that the icy figure begins to envelop the other side of her face. From the center of her head, the other side of the circlet begins to grow. I can't hold her back much longer, Hebron.
Where do I go? Where's the closest place for the church?
Targos. It's your best place to go.
What do you want us to do with you?
And she like, you can tell that like she's at the end of like her ability to restrain anything. I don't know what you can do, but if she's back, they need to know. And you can like, as you like grab onto her, you can feel that her body is getting more and more cold right now, as the not just the circlet, but like her outfit itself begins to like almost be enveloped by like a mist growing out like through ice and the cold energy of the air, some form of like cloak over the top of whatever she's wearing.
Do I know what room Big Tune and Ono are in?
You do not.
I guess I'm gonna generally just yell as loud as I can. Oh no, Big Tune, Marini Athros, anybody help.
As you yell out, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. As you try to yell outward, within a fragment in time, your mouth is covered by her cold hand, the side of her body that has no visible eye within the socket. Atina herself, the time almost freezes, the cold air around you stopping in place. And Atina, or what is left of Atina, rises from your arms and stands in front of you. The cold enveloping the other half of her body. You see the circle of antlers continue to form. Her stature growing 6 to 8 inches almost. Her elven figures being...
Can I like disengage and run?
You're frozen in time right now. Her elven figures almost receding into a more human-like form amidst the ice. As she stands before you, her entire body being coated in this cold, icy form, this figure looks at you, letting go of your mouth and taking 2 steps away. Thank you for freeing me from that prison. Sephek Caltro merely a pawn in my book. A vessel I needed to consume to stay alive. But you've brought me a vessel so much greater, so much more powerful. A vessel I'm going to use to channel the power I need to make her happy, to make Oral happy. And she takes 2 more steps, walking towards the stairs now. Oh, don't worry. Consider it a thanks for freeing me. I will spare you all this once. But we'll meet again. We will always meet again. For there is more to do. More that requires all of you. Until then. And as she, is about to walk down the stairs, you feel a light caress across your frozen cheek. Until then. And time resumes.
I guess I'd kind of just quickly think back. Because the reason why I originally did the perception check in the alley is I was wondering if any essence of Sephek would have transferred anywhere. And I guess my guy would have been like, I fucking knew something was wrong. And I would still yell, oh no, Big Tune, Aethro, Serini.
Okay.
Basically trying to get everybody up, because now we have a problem.
And as you do that, we can return to the general channel, but it's probably going to be where we end it today. Just an FYI.
That's fine. Before we do that, how do you spell the person who returned?
It's Hedrun, Hedrun.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure.
And I'll make a note for, what her note specifically says for next time.
Sweet.
And is there anything else you need in one-on-one? Otherwise, I'm going to go back to general.
I mean, now that they're gone and I'm not dead, I guess I would survey the room and see what has happened, if there's any damages. I would look at the scroll, try to figure out what's going on while my yelling tries to wake up my party and they come to me.
Okay. As you look into the room itself has been completely frozen over. Everything from the bed to the window, it's like one giant sheet of ice. And when you came, it seemed to be the last bit that she was holding on to. As far as anything else in particular, the only other thing in the room that isn't frozen is the quill that she was writing with, on the table next to the door.
Okay. Does the scroll say anything in particular?
It mentions, essentially really what was going through Atina's head as Hedrun began to invade, and that, the name of the person who you need to contact, which I'll have that exact name because I'm not set on it yet,
okay.
for next time when we play. But it's basically the headmaster of the Church of Oral, to seek them out.
Alright. I will meet you in general chat then.
Okay.
He just. Oh.
Ayo.
What did you do to him?
So as everybody settles in for the night and time passes a bit, at some point in the middle of the night, you hear Ibrin calling out loudly in the hallway. And that's where we're going to leave it.
No, I knew it. Damn it. What did you do, John? Or what did he do to you?
It's a surprise that you'll find out later. I'm sure you'll discuss it, because that's always how things go. But still.
I mean,
No.
personally, I'm not gonna ask what's going on. So I'm not gonna ask what's going on.
Y'all are gonna have to wait 1 week to figure out what happened.
Hell yeah.
I don't
Down
want
with
to
that.
meta.
Okay, good.
I don't want to meta this.
Those are the best.
Oh,
We already know that
Honestly,
he had to do a saving throw and pulled out his psychic
I was gonna
blade.
say, yeah, we were actually, I actually mentioned it. I was like, honestly, when we go into the channel, the individual woman's channel, we should probably, whoever's in there making rules should probably
And make them,
yeah.
it'd probably be good to do the blind GM rolls, but I didn't think of that at the time. But we'll know that going
yeah.
forward.
It just makes us go nervous.
I purposely wanted to do my psychic blades public, but I thought about doing it to
It's
blind
just like,
roll.
I think even because like for us, I was like, man, if we even just heard the dice rolling and we're unaware of what it was, that'd be so much better.
You're like, he's rolling something. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So, how is everybody feeling for next week?
Should be Gucci.
Should be good.
Glorious. Then, hopefully we'll have Aethros back too, and we will see all of you next week Sunday at 6 p.m.
Game. Loved it.